the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. It on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio. Yeah!
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That will be me, Mike Winters. Happy middle of the week, everybody.
Yeah, buddy.
Happy Wednesday to you.
Wednesday.
Slightly chillier this morning.
Just a bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's a balmy, right now, a balmy 18 here in Roswell. Yeah, it's a little chilly today.
Yeah.
High's only supposed to get mid-40s.
I'll tell you this, I got in my car this morning, and the first thought I had was, oh my gosh, I forgot to turn my faucet on. I forgot to leave my water dripping. I think I'm okay.
Today, during the day?
Well, last
night.
Yeah, so I think I'm okay. I took a shower this morning, it was fine, so.
Yeah, you should be good.
Yeah,
you should be all right. I guess Sean and I had bad
oh my gosh, dude.
karma yesterday.
So, okay.
Mine was bad Jeep, his was bad karma.
Here's the thing, okay? So yesterday was palindrome day.
Yeah.
It was 2/22/22.
It was that.
Now, everybody was saying, everybody online was saying that the energy that you put out will be returned to you tenfold. And so I was making a concerted effort and I do this every day. It's something I say over on the other station. It's take a pebble of good and toss it into the pond of nonsense. Because if you ever think about like tossing a pebble into a pond and you see the ripples.
The ripple.
Yeah, that's what happens when you do good and you throw it out there in the world. Others want to do good because they see you doing good. Good begets good is kind of how I say it. So be getting out there and doing some.
Yeah.
But so I kind of live my life by that mindset. But yesterday I was kind of trying to up that a notch. And even when I came back to the station, which we'll get to that in a second, I thought, cool, good deed, knocked one out. And then it happened. But let's start at the beginning.
Yeah. So after the show, I go to Artesia.
Yesterday's Artesia Day. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Travel day.
I get my vehicle and turn the key and click, click, click. No warning. No nothing. I didn't get like, oh, my battery's going. No, it just worked. Didn't work. So I had to go get it. Sean bailed me out, gave me a jump. I was able. Folks at Richland hooked me up, and we got me back on the road and good to go.
Yep.
But then later on the way home, Sean gets a flat tire.
So
in his vehicle.
it wasn't even on the way home. I made it all the way home just fine.
Yeah.
I pulled in because I was running on essentially fumes. It's that point in the pay period where I'm just kind of like riding out the bank account until payday. But so I was like, okay, I can get some gas. So I pulled into the Allsips down at South Main. Now, if you're familiar with the Allsips down there, there's a gravel road which is like adjacent to a shop,
yes.
an auto part shop, or auto body shop. And there's a gravel road, a small patch, and then the Allsips. So I pulled in and I pulled down the gravel road and into the Allsips. Pull up to the pump, get my gas. Everything's fine. I start to pull out and I hear dum, 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 dum. So I'm like, there's something. My thought is there's something in my wheel well because it was a windy day. There's a lot of tumbleweeds. I had something stuck. Go pull it out. Be fine. I get out of my car, turn my car off for some reason. I don't know why I did that, but I turn my car off, and while I got out of my car, I hear a like an audible hiss, and I go to look around, and I figure out it's on my driver's side back tire. I have it's the head of this is like this big.
Wow.
It's like it was described to me as a carriage bolt.
Okay.
So it's a.
So some carriage lost its bolt.
Basically, yeah. So it's like that big around at the head, and it's embedded into the tread of my tire. I'm praying I can get a patch. Here's the thing. My tires, my normal tires on my normal car, look like donuts on another person's car.
This is true. You have a small vehicle.
It is to be assumed that the donut on my car
Would be the same size?
is going to look like a Tonka car, like a Tonka tire. It is. I thought my car looked ridiculous before. My car looks special needs now. It is. It's hard to drive down. Not to mention the fact that there's a gigantic yellow sticker on the side, so it's like ding, 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 ding. It's rough.
Wow.
In case anybody's wondering where Sean is today, look for that car. The car rolling around with 3 donuts and a Tonka tire.
So is your Tonka tire smaller than the donut tire?
It is smaller than I got to imagine smaller than a normal donut. I didn't think it was going to make clearance, I'll be honest. When we dropped it down, like, oh, okay.
All right. Well, good luck fixing it. Hopefully it's just a patch.
Oh, I hope so.
Hopefully it is.
Yeah.
Let me give the rundown here. We do have another full show for you today.
Yeah, buddy.
We're going to start things off this hour. Community Development Director for the City of Roswell, Kevin Mavers, is going to join us here each month on the last or fourth Wednesday of the month here, and just kind of talk about some of the stuff, good things being developed and happening here
He's
in the
guy
city.
with all the need-to-know info.
There you go.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, I wonder if you can bribe him for like lunch for details.
I imagine he's, if you tempt him enough, he'll meet you in like a dark like parking structure, like the one over here by Wells Fargo, and then just like slide you a dossier of information.
Yeah. Unfortunately, most people aren't as shady as we are, so probably not.
But I've always wanted to get information handed to me like that. Like, I really
very covertly.
Even if it's just like doctor's notes or like an appointment I have.
Well, you need a parking garage.
With a lot of dust because it has to get a good slide. You have to get that manila folder where he kicks it and it's got a good slide to it.
And you need people in like business trench coats.
So you'd have to cornflour the floor beforehand. See, now I'm planning ahead.
Yeah.
This is my fantasy scenario.
All right. Well, we'll first get. Right. You got to procure.
I'm pitching to you because you're the one with all the connections. So.
Well, first, you got to find a parking garage.
Oh, I've already got one in mind.
Okay, not a lot of those around here.
There's like one.
There's one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wells Fargo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's sort of a parking garage.
It's a covered structure. That's all I need.
Yeah.
With like light beaming in on the sides, but enough darkness to where a shadowed, trench-coated figure can slide me a manila folder across the floor.
All right, we'll work on that.
All right, make it happen.
So, in the 8 o'clock hour,
yes,
nobody in trench coats for dossiers, but the folks from Big Brothers Big Sisters will be joining us. We'll give an update from them. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, the folks from American Legion Post 61 will join us, get an update from them, including the Fort Chaplain ceremony. We'd love to invite the public out to, happening this Sunday, 3 p.m. at First United Methodist Church. We'll talk more about that as well, too. Excuse me. Hold on.
Darn it. He's off on a fit, everybody.
Remnants of the cold is there, but it's just about over.
Don't you hate it when when you get caught on one and then it's like it turns into a tree?
Yeah.
It happened to me yesterday. I was breathing and I just accidentally breathed like just a little dripped in.
Yeah.
And then I was sent off for the next 30 seconds on a cough fit.
Yeah. Well,
happens to the best of us.
Yeah, and I had a little one this morning too. So I think this is the last hurrah of this cold.
The more you try to control it, the worse it's going to be. You gotta just let it ride.
Just let it roll. So, all right, it is 7:13. Let's get the good news bear to tell us all about this cold weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Gusty wind and cool temperatures again today with a cold front moving into eastern New Mexico. We'll be in the mid to upper 40s, wind gusting to 30 miles per hour, but we should have sunshine. Pretty cold for the overnight hours and windy, our low dropping to about 20 and clear. Then we'll be getting sunshine on Thursday. Afternoon high stays in the mid 50s to around 60. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 18 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 39%. And winds currently out of the northeast at 18 miles per hour. Mostly sunny today. Unfortunately, 44 is about as warm as it's going to get today with northeast winds 10 to 20. So chilly and breezy, not fun. Tonight, mostly clear. Expect an overnight low of 23 degrees. Winds will be out of the southeast 10 to 20 miles per hour. Free Thursday, sunny, a little warmer. Actually, highs near 60. 59 is what they're saying tomorrow. Winds will be out of the northwest, 10 to 15 in the morning, 15 to 20, gusting as high as 30 miles per hour tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow night, mostly clear with an overnight low of 21 degrees and northwest winds 5 to 10. And then Friday, sunny and 55, winds 10 to 15 for the afternoon. And then sunny and 56 for Saturday. Sunday, looking at sunny skies, highs around 63. And then Monday of next week, back in the low 70s there. So a little cool spell next couple days, but looks like warming back up for the end of the week and into next week. All right, it is 7:15. We're going to take a commercial break, and then on the other side of the break, we'll have Kevin Mavers, Community Development Director for the City of Roswell, join us. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Hi, Roswell. I'm Guy Malone, candidate for mayor. Welcome to my non-mudslinging political campaign ad. I want you to visit roswellguy.com to find out about all the good reasons you have to actually vote for someone, not vote against someone. Refreshing idea, hey? Well, I've got lots more where that came from. You know and I know that Roswell is destined for same stuff, different year if we don't vote for positive changes that bring Roswell's politics and economy into the 21st century. Malone for mayor, roswellguy.com. Paid for by Guy Malone for Roswell.
Time to double up and save at Roswell Honda.
Double your refund.
That's right. Roswell Honda wants to double up your tax refund up to $4,000 towards your next vehicle. And with clearance prices across the lot, you can walk in, double up, and drive away today in a 2014 Yukon for just $379 a month, a 2014 Civic for just $249 a month, or a 2017 Escape for just $199 a month. Zero down, no payments for 4 months, free AirPods with a test drive, and double your refund.
Time to double up.
On now at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
This is John.
Hey, my name is John Jackson.
He's not some actor. He's a steward of the land with a John Deere 3 Series tractor and a PTO Quick Connect that hooks up rear implements with a single click. John runs with us because to him, there's nothing more important than connecting with the land. Nothing runs like a Deere. Hear John's story at Deere.com.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Ed Heldenbrand, candidate for City Council. He's a patriot fighting against the waste of your tax dollars. As a CPA and Chief Financial Officer with over 35 years of experience, Ed understands the importance of managing budgets. By reducing the wasteful spending in the budget, we can lower your city water, sanitation costs, and work to reduce city fees. Roswell's potential is hurt by bad ideas and wasteful spending. Ed Hildebrand will never vote to shut down Roswell. He'll fight the job, education, and freedom-killing mandates from Santa Fe. It's important that taxpayers see improvements in our roads and city services to attract jobs, businesses, tourists, and to create an environment for local businesses to thrive. In Ward 3, you have a choice. Vote Ed Heldenbrand, the conservative candidate. With your vote, we can build a better Roswell.
I'm Ed Heldenbrand, City Council candidate for Ward 3, asking for your vote on Tuesday, March 1st. It's not about me, it's about we, and I approve this message.
Roswell is our home. That's why we've all got to do our part to stop illegal dumping. Throwing your trash, clutter, or yard debris in the alleys, sidewalks, or streets is a crime, and it takes time and money to clean it up. Those caught dumping illegally can face fines of up to $500. You can help by taking your waste to the landfill once a month for free with a paid water bill. Call the City of Roswell Solid Waste Department for more information at 575-624-6746. Help keep Roswell clean. After all, do you want your kids to grow up in a dump?
Members of Central Valley Electric Cooperative are invited to attend the 2022 annual meeting to be held Saturday, March 19th at the Estelle Yates High School Auditorium in Artesia, New Mexico. Come meet your fellow co-op members, hear about the status of your electric co-op and what is planned for the future. There will be door prizes and a nice gift. Plus, the first 200 members to register will each receive a $50 gift card. Limit 1 card per membership. Registration begins at 9 a.m. The annual meeting begins at 10 a.m. Mark your calendar and please attend the Central Valley Electric Co-op annual meeting March 19th in Artesia, New Mexico. We look forward to seeing you there.
When you think of home health care here in Roswell, what's the first thing that pops into your head? That's right, Frontier Medical. We've been doing it better than anyone else for over 20 years. From in-home nursing to physical therapy and so much more. Doctors and hospitals from Albuquerque to Lubbock and everywhere in between have been trusting their patients to us here at Frontier Medical. So when it's time to make a choice, remember Frontier Medical. 575-627-1112. Frontier Medical.
Name to remember.
Honey, did you see the story in the Roswell paper recently about how Dennis Kintai and the city council want to spend $61 million on new baseball fields?
Yep, talk about out-of-control spending.
Yeah, they say it's a field of dreams, more like field of debt.
Definitely. Kintai and the council don't have their priorities straight. Remember, they wanted to spend $35 million on a new public safety complex. Thank goodness over 80% of voters rejected that boondoggle.
And meanwhile, crime has gone up drastically over Kintai's last 4 years in charge.
Yeah, and Roswell's roads are a mess. Have you seen the sorry state that streets like North Garden are in? Potholes everywhere.
That's why we need Tim Jennings for mayor. Tim will control spending, hire more police officers, and fix our roads.
Let's send a message to City Hall that Roswell can't afford to spend $61 million on building new baseball fields. Vote Tim Jennings for mayor.
Paid for by Tim Jennings for mayor.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 47.2% of all statistics are made up on the spot. Is this true? I'd say chances are about 50%. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the city of Roswell, the Community Development Director, Kevin Mavers. Is that the official title, or is it?
That is the official title. At least that's what they call me in public.
That's when, when they give you a card, that's when.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, good morning. Welcome to the show here. Thanks for spending time with us.
Mike, it's great to be here. This is... been looking forward to coming on and talking about all the great things that are happening in Roswell, and I'm glad we were finally able to set this up. And it's my understanding it's going to be a regular deal.
Yeah, from my understanding as well, Kevin's going to be joining us here the fourth Wednesday of each month this time, and just kind of give us an update on some of the things happening in and around the city here as far as development-wise and that kind of stuff. I guess maybe before we do that, kind of give the layman's definition of what the community development director is for the city.
You know, the layman's definition is almost exactly what it sounds like. I am
develop community things.
Yeah, we are developing the community. My department, the community development department, has 5 different divisions.
Okay.
We have our planning and zoning division, and we also have our building inspections division.
Okay.
Business license division.
Okay.
Code enforcement, and then our real property division.
Okay.
So all 5 of those divisions report to me.
Gotcha.
So
the sexy one's the one where like what's new, what's coming, and all that. But the real work's probably being done in the some of those others, the getting the permits, the construction, the actual development side of it.
What I like to tell people is that if you are interested in building, developing, renovating your house, remodeling, anything you want to do, we will walk you through the process from concept to occupancy.
Gotcha.
Everything in between.
And keep you out of trouble doing it.
As best we can. People do have a habit of finding their own way into trouble. We sometimes have to help them get out of it.
This is true, yes. And I think that's because, let's face it, anytime you do any major work to a structure or anything in your home or business or whatever, you just can't willy-nilly start buying some boards and putting those up. I mean, like if you're inside your house and you're replacing floors or painting walls, that's one thing. But if you're adding a room or doing anything that really requires some infrastructure, you need to get permits and make sure you do it by the book.
And that would be my advice to anyone.
Yeah.
In fact, Juanita Jennings, our public affairs director, she and I have been working together. We're going to be coming out with a number of different PSAs and other campaigns talking about the need to hire professional contractors. We've got so many people that every spring we have the hailstorms. Every spring there's a gigantic run up in the number of permits that are issued, especially for re-roofing and things like that. People need to remember that if you have insurance on your home, if that roof isn't repaired by a licensed contractor, if it's not inspected by the city and signed off,
you just
you just bought yourself a roof. Your insurance company will not reimburse you for those costs as part of your homeowner's insurance. So it's always better to be safe than sorry. And it takes if you come into our building inspections office, it takes about 2 minutes to pull up the information and find out whether the person that's representing themselves as a contractor is in fact a licensed contractor.
Gotcha.
So we're gonna we want to make sure that everybody that's listening and even beyond the sound of our voices here knows and understands our offices, we are open to serve.
Gotcha.
That is what we want to do. We want to make sure that everybody is taken care of properly.
You're on their side, not, although people probably feel like you're not, you are on their side.
Actually, that's very, very true.
Yeah.
When I was brought into the city of Roswell, I had an opportunity to go to a number of different locations at this point in my career. I had made a decision that I was going to finish my career working in a city that was just right on the precipice of greatness. And that's one of the things that I really noticed about the city of Roswell. Came in, and as I was negotiating and talking to people, I said, I don't want to be the guy that tells people no, that you can't. You want to come to me with your ideas. You want to come to our department with the things you want to accomplish, and let us help you find a way to get it done. Okay, we have a number of people, lots, hundreds, that have money and they're reinvesting in themselves right now. They're at new room additions,
which is a good thing.
Carports, absolutely.
Yeah,
there is absolutely nothing better than people that are ready and willing and able to invest in themselves. So I told my entire team, from my planning and zoning team to my building inspections team, I said, we will find a way to help these people reinvest in themselves, reinvest in their neighborhoods, reinvest in the community, because that's how you create prosperity, is by reinvesting over and over and truly getting that equity, that financial equity in your property. So that's what I don't want people to be afraid. Pick up the phone, come by our offices, talk to me, talk to our chief building inspector, Miller Butts, talk to Todd Versiglio, who's in our real property division. Meredith Hildreth is running our planning and zoning division. All of us are here to serve the citizens of this city and
try to streamline what can be a confusing and complicated process for you.
That is a major objective of our office, permit streamlining.
Let me ask, since we're talking about contractors and things, I happened to just hear a story, and I believe it was on the Albuquerque news covering, it was either yesterday or the day before, but like you said, growth is going on. A lot of people are doing a lot of work right now. It's a boom time for that, but with the COVID world we live in, supply and demand. But what the thing that they're really noticing right now is there's an influx of these quote-unquote fly-by-night style contractors going on there. And I know you kind of touched on doing your homework on picking the right contractor. I was kind of curious, are you seeing, through your office in Roswell, an influx of this kind of stuff where people are having issues with contractors or finding out if people are legit contractors or having issues running into some of these shady characters?
Again, you're going to run into those shady characters in any community everywhere. There are just people who don't want to play by the rules.
Sure.
Where we find it is it accelerates. You have a group of people out there, when we call them affectionately storm chasers.
Gotcha.
Storm chasers. And they will show up in Louisiana after a hurricane. They will show up here in Roswell after a big...
They were here a couple years ago when we had one of those big hailstorms.
One of those big hailstorms. And that's exactly how they make all their money. They sweep into town. They're most likely unlicensed, or may they be unlicensed in another... Mexico, they may be licensed in another state, but they may not be licensed here in New Mexico. They come in, they take people's money. The work that they do is generally shoddy, and then they scoop back out. And if you haven't checked up on them and made sure they are professional, made sure they're licensed, make sure we have good contact information, there's no recourse.
Gotcha.
There's no recourse whatsoever.
Y'all can't chase them. Y'all
can't do that.
But I didn't know if because they were saying they're seeing more of that going on now. I didn't know if here in Roswell we're seeing it as well.
Not yet. No, in fact, we're seeing the exact opposite with our local contractors.
Good.
And I'm actually very, very proud of the group of contractors that we've been dealing with. Part of the permit streamlining process that we're working with is we work with the contractors, we work with the building community, the development community. In order to streamline the process, though, it's a two-way street. You have to have really good plans and really good designs coming in from your building and development community, whether that's your engineers, your architects, your contractors, your designers. And then we have to have a commitment to turn those plans around as quickly as possible, to review them. if we get our builders and developers turning in really good sets of plans, really good, clean, I mean, they meet all the building codes, they meet all the requirements. If they turn those things in and we have a commitment from our staff, which I'm letting everyone know right now, you do. You have a commitment from our staff to turn things around in the minimum amount of time, not the maximum. I know a couple of cities here in this state where they are committed to the maximum and then some.
They'll get to it when they get to it.
Yeah, pretty much. And even then, they may not get to them, depending on what else is on their plate. But we are trying to turn things around really, really quickly.
Gotcha.
And coming from a state where permit time was measured in months and years.
Sure.
We're looking to measure permitting time in days and weeks.
Awesome.
Depending on the size of the project, the scope of the project, and things like that.
So I got to imagine, too, that helps. I mean, you guys must be doing at least okay personnel-wise on your side. I'm sure you're probably still hiring because everybody's still hiring. But I imagine because that's, especially during COVID, when there's delays, it's generally because, I got one or two inspectors because that's what we got right now. And now is that starting to build back up and getting to a point where...
Slowly but surely.
Gotcha.
Slowly but surely. We are having to look beyond the boundaries of not just Roswell, but the state of New Mexico.
Bring in talent to come and do this.
Bring in some of the talent, and we're doing the best we can.
Yeah.
Do we have openings? Absolutely.
So if you know anybody.
And now here, atypically, I'll use that word.
Okay.
Because it's a bit unusual. We are getting some help from Santa Fe.
Good.
On that. There's legislation right now pending up at the state that it's going to streamline the process of reciprocity.
Okay.
So if you are a licensed engineer, a licensed architect, contractor, people in the medical fields, any kind of job that the state would issue a license for, the new reciprocity rules will allow you to come in, and from what I understand, if you are in good standing in the state you are coming from, they will immediately issue you a provisional license.
Gotcha.
While you go through the process of getting fully licensed.
Okay.
So
they're kind of trusting the other states' background work on you until you do your own background work.
And it's not really that unusual because it just contractors in particular. The state of New Mexico uses the International Building Code and some other well-adopted documentation. That's our Bible for building design, inspection, for residential and commercial and industrial and everything else. So and every other state adopts that. Now, some states do go over and above that.
Sure.
But everybody's got that floor. Everybody's got
There's
that
a basic, essential bare minimum. What do you kind of think?
And that's what we have not only here in Roswell, but statewide. So that level of reciprocity is pretty easy.
Gotcha.
Your civil engineers, your architects, the vast majority of them, again, there's a particular floor in terms of education and experience before you get licensed just about anywhere.
Sure.
And some states go a little heavier on that than others. Needless to say, for anybody coming, say, from California, if you're a licensed engineer, the one thing that they have over there that we do not have here in New Mexico is you have to take an 8-hour exam in seismic engineering.
Which probably makes sense. They're dealing with that a little bit more than we are here, and certainly other parts.
So but it is nice to see, and it's not just professionals that would come through our office. Again, this is the medical fields, so we're going to be able to get more doctors, more other licensed professionals. The only one I did, interestingly enough, and you would probably expect this coming out of Santa Fe, there's no reciprocity for attorneys. I believe you have to go to school here. You have to go through the process.
They're probably going, there's enough of us lying around. We're not going to give them reciprocity.
There may be a shortage of attorneys here one of these days.
But now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever heard that statement. We don't have enough lawyers around here. I've never heard that statement.
I've never heard that statement
all of my life. No one said, we don't have enough lawyers around here. Never heard that statement. So I think we're okay.
I think we are too. So, anyway.
Excuse me. Yep, I'm at the tail end of a cold, so every once in a while this creeps up on me. When it comes to like commercial businesses, entities wanting to set up shop in Roswell. Is planning and zoning the first place they go through, or is that through the Eddy County or the Eddy Chaves County, Roswell EDC, or I mean, where or is that a partnership there in essence?
The answer to the question is all of the above.
Gotcha.
We work exceedingly closely. In fact, I personally have been meeting with Mike Espiritu over at the Roswell Chaves County EDC.
Yeah.
I think since the first day I got here, first or second day I got here in town. Mike and I have a very close working relationship. I met with him for a couple hours just yesterday because he and I both understand that nexus between community development and economic development. It doesn't matter how much good work the EDC does, and they do tremendous work. They are responsible for. There's going to be some amazing new.
They're kind of like the cheerleaders for the world.
They really are. But if he can't close a deal, he can't bring that new big division of like Ascent. We just had the groundbreaking there, because the first thing that they ask is, where are my people going to live? That's my end of the world. So that's why.
Let me talk to Kevin.
Yeah. So Mike can bring them in. I have to find a place to house them.
Sure.
And then once you have all those good paying industrial type jobs, especially what's going on at the airport, there is a multiplier effect. So because we're relatively isolated, we don't get the bleed of our money here in town the way they do like up north in Albuquerque. You can have your job in Albuquerque, but you go home to Rio Rancho, or you go home to Santa Fe, or you go home to one of the outlying communities.
Yeah.
Here, you live, work, play, shop, everything right here.
We may
in
have
town.
a few Dexter Hagerman bedroom community travelers, but for the most part, they live here.
Yeah. So when we get the jobs, we get the housing, then you end up with all the retail establishments and the eating and drinking establishments, and then the medical facilities and all of that other stuff. So Mike is really, really good at getting out there and beating the bushes and getting people excited about coming to Roswell. I've got to make sure they've got a place to go once they get here.
Sure. And I would imagine, through planning and zoning, then you got to work with, the maintenance side, the folks that set up water and streets and making sure all the infrastructure that the city provides is available to that business, and depending on that business's needs, and making sure that whatever they needs got to happen.
Yeah, and that's where I really enjoy working with the team at the city. We have a tremendous city engineer. I mean, he's a superstar. He is a great guy to work with. He and I do speak the same language because I grew up with a dad who was a civil engineer, just like Mr. Nahar is. And so my dad was teaching me civil engineering at a very young age. So I understand civil engineering. I understand sewer and water. I understand roads. I understand all of that. And so I developed that good, solid working relationship, not only with our engineering and public works department, but also with our sanitation department, our solid waste department. All of those utilities, water and the sewer, the natural gas, the electricity, everything that it takes to quite literally lay the groundwork for the structures that are going to be going vertical. And for anybody that follows me on Facebook and follows the city, you've been seeing some photos, and I've been making some posts recently about some of the wonderful things that are coming here to Roswell.
Absolutely.
And we're generating some excitement. We're going to get some amazing new stuff, and it's going to be a culmination. Today's the 23rd of February. Is that correct? February 22nd last year was my first day on the job.
Well, happy 1 year anniversary.
Happy 1 year. And from what I understand, a whole bunch of people lost a whole bunch of money yesterday, because the over-under on me lasting a year was about 5-to-1 odds, and I made it. So,
I'm glad you made them a little poor.
But it's been a very exciting year, and we really hit the ground running. As soon as I got here, with the permit streamlining, with the creating the one-stop shop, with the looking at our zoning and development codes, making sure that they were brought up. We're going to be doing some new master planning and getting the city involved in that. And then, of course, on top of everything else, the state blessed us in July of last year with a cannabis ordinance that we're having to do.
Navigate that one.
And that one is, cannabis is unusual in that you have to design a complete process from start to finish.
And I want to ask you about that from get your perspective, because and I've talked with the mayor about this multiple times on the show here, and really what the state did with this was they said, all right, we're going to make recreational marijuana, cannabis legal. Oh, by the way, you get to figure out how to implement it. We're not giving you very little of any guidelines on how to implement this program. And so every municipality in the state for the last year now has been scrambling to try to come up with a plan for how they're going to go recreational with this cannabis here in April.
Right.
So I'm just from your perspective, I'm curious, like how much of that, I mean, how many nights sleep lost, how much hair pulled? I mean, I gotta imagine they just dump this on your lap and you're like, all right, I guess I'll figure this one out.
It is interesting because to the best of my knowledge, and I may be wrong because I haven't been here that long, but to the best of my knowledge, I am the only community development director in the entire state of New Mexico that has experience dealing with cannabis.
Okay, so you have a little under your belt. I mean, not
about 6 or 7 years worth
of experience
on both sides of the counter, from the private sector side as well as from the public sector side.
Gotcha.
Before arriving in Roswell, I designed, drafted, and implemented a number of ordinances in a number of cities in Southern California.
Okay.
On the private sector side, I worked with the private sector folks for cultivation, manufacturing, processing, and everything else, going through the permitting process.
Gotcha.
And
so that gives you at least a guideline.
Well, what it gave me is a wonderful both sides of the counter perspective on the industry.
So you can understand the inconveniences on the seller side and the government side here and try to mitigate those.
And that's the one thing that I have had to explain, and I do a lot of teaching and a lot of educating when people come to my office. With respect to the cannabis, okay, the state said that recreational use of cannabis, individual users, has been essentially decriminalized. So you have the ability to grow up to 6 plants per person in your own home for personal consumption. Where it gets crazy is on the commercial end of it. If you are a commercial cultivator, a commercial manufacturer, now you are in the most heavily regulated industry in the entire United States.
Wow.
Okay. It is, and it's because of that disconnect between the way the federal government still looks at cannabis and the way the state looks at cannabis. So sitting down and talking to people who want to come in and, say, open a dispensary, or they want to open a grow facility, do they start with the state? Yes, but the state only gives you what they call the regulatory permit.
Okay.
The regulatory permit then gives you permission after you go through all the background checks and all the other things. You will get a regulatory permit as a cultivator or as a commercial dispensary, or any of these other things, and they have all different categories of licenses that are available.
Okay.
What that doesn't give you, though, is a permit to operate. Okay. So the cities, all of our jurisdictions, the city of Roswell, the county, and everybody else, we have the responsibility for determining and setting up the regulations for what they call time, place, and manner.
Okay.
Time, place, and manner. That's where your zoning code comes in, and your development code, and everything else associated with it. Beyond that, though, it's still up to the business person, and once they get everything in place, they've still got to figure out how to do their banking. They've still got to figure out how to provide security. They've still got to figure out how to fund and finance and all the other things. So it is a lot more difficult to get into the cannabis business than people realize.
Yeah.
It's exceedingly challenging.
And probably will be until the feds change their stance, probably.
Well, even then, though, it'll be the city still governs time, place, and manner. So we can say very specifically that there has to be some separation distance between, say, a dispensary and a school or a church or any place where children gather.
Yeah, exactly.
Historic. There are other places like the historic district here, just to the west of us. It's been determined to be inappropriate for that particular district. So there are certain areas. If you want to do cultivation, you need to be in an industrial zone. If you want to do manufacturing, things like that. If you want to do actual retail sales, whether recreational or medical, either one, those can go in a commercial zone. But there's a lot of things. I always encourage anybody who's interested in getting into that business to give our office a call.
Do your homework.
We have a 85-page handbook on, and that's just from the city. Yeah, and then you go to the state's website, and they'll give you all their regulations. And once you've waded through that 200+ pages and the website and things that go along with it, if you aren't in need of an adult beverage or some other type of cannabis, you will be.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, you're good and glassy-eyed by then here. But, well, and I imagine there's probably some of that by design because they want to weed out, pardon the pun, the serious people from folks that just decided one day, I want to grow marijuana, man. And separate those people.
Yeah, what you just did right there, I can't tell you how many times I've had people sit across from me. Dude, I just want to grow my bud.
That's what I think it's there.
And then the education process starts.
It's like hard, man.
A little more difficult than they anticipated.
Yeah.
But it was, as you said, it was done by design.
Yeah.
Okay, it is marijuana, cannabis. Does it have? Is there tremendous pharmaceutical and medicinal potential? Sure. Yes, there is.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
That area of the industry is growing by leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
Right now, is recreational use something that's rather innocuous and probably not going to cause any serious problems? Most likely.
Yeah.
But it's when you cross that line between being just a home grower and a user, and you become a commercial enterprise, that's when all the regulations hit.
That's right. Well, and because think about it. I mean, think about the product you're selling, the product if you don't cover your butt on this, you could end up in, I mean, just for instance, what if, say the permits aren't there and you start just growing your weed willy-nilly, and then what if something's wrong with it? What if something getting people sick and killed out there?
Right.
Guess what? You're gonna have a world of problems.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're running short on time here. Is there anything you wanted to make sure we mentioned today that we got sidetracked on?
We did get sidetracked, but I do want everyone to know because we are in the middle of the silly season.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of negative ads out there that talk about how nothing is ever happening and nothing is coming. Well, again, I invite everyone to, if you're on Facebook, you just, check my name, Kevin Mavers. Last name is spelled Maevers. Friend me. I will friend you right back. Okay. And we're going to be posting more and more. I mean, just to give you, and keep track of what's going on at the Planning Commission. Keep track of what's going on at the City Council.
These meetings are open to the public, by the way.
Absolutely. And you don't even have to show up at the actual meeting. Most of them are broadcast or simulcast, I believe, on GoToMeeting.
You're very good through the city's website.
All that information is right there. But the number of wonderful things that are happening and going to happen. 2022 is going to be an amazing year. As you know, the Texas Roadhouse just broke ground. I mean, there's all kinds of excitement around that.
Yeah, there's a lot of restaurants. Bahama Bucks is
Bahama Bucks is nearly ready to open. The McDonald's down in the south end of town
just opened up last week.
They just opened up last week, and people don't realize that is a brand new model of McDonald's, okay, that they opened here. And we have Popeye's Chicken getting. They are going to be breaking ground most likely next month.
I'm also on the Chamber of Commerce board, and so Mike Espiritu just happened to do his report yesterday, and he gave an update on the Popeye's Chicken.
Right.
It's actually good news. There's been some delays on that, but it's because they got to make it bigger.
Yes,
that's the problem. They're like, you know what, we need to make it a bigger, so they had to rework the plans to make it a bigger facility.
They did. We expected them to break ground. Had everything gone the way it was, they should have broken ground this month.
Yeah.
But about 4 weeks ago, they called my office, called me personally on a Friday afternoon and said, hey, we need to resubmit our plans. It's like, okay, wait a minute. Everything's ready to go. You guys are supposed to be closing escrow. They go, our marketing people took a good hard look, and we need a bigger store. So it's
bigger?
How much bigger? Well, we'd like 30 more seats and about 1,000 square feet more storage area and everything else. I go, that's a pretty significant change when you start talking about it. But we got a really good set of plans. We went back and forth a couple of times. Everything's approved.
Good.
The other thing you need to know about that location in particular, that location, the old Wilshire Center, was actually sold recently.
Okay.
You're going to see a complete revitalization, a complete renovation of that entire facility.
Nice.
So that's the thing that a lot of people don't see is, and they say there's nothing happening. People are reinvesting in themselves. Properties are being bought and sold all the time. I've recently started working very closely with Main Street Roswell, and we're going to work very closely with them, and we're going to see some changes right here on Main Street.
Deal.
It's all going to be positive.
Good.
It's so the goal though, when I come on every month, I hope is we're going to talk about prosperity coming to Roswell.
New things, big things,
big things, little things, and it's across the board. It's commercial, it's industrial, it's residential, it's places to have fun, entertainment. It's all happening simultaneously.
Yeah, and get ready for it. There's a lot of cool stuff happening.
It's going to be great,
and more to come. So, Kevin, I look forward to our more conversations here each month, and I appreciate you spending time with us this morning. And hopefully, this doesn't make you get up too much earlier on a Wednesday morning than you normally would. So,
not too much earlier, but it's I think it's the right thing to do. And
tell Juanita you're going to take off early on Wednesdays on the back end.
That's not allowed. No, Juanita wants me to work more.
Oh, dang.
Right.
Well, he was here early, like 5 in the morning. So just to let you know.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kevin. We'll see you next time.
All right, Mike. Thank you.
All right. It is 7:51. Let's take update for news, quick break, and commercials. Don't go away.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. The Biden administration now delaying decisions on new oil and gas drilling on federal land and other energy-related actions after a federal court blocked the way officials were calculating the real-world costs of climate change. The administration says in a legal filing last week, the ruling by a Louisiana federal judge would affect dozens of rules by at least 4 federal agencies. Among the immediate effects, an indefinite delay in planned oil and gas lease sales on public lands in a half-dozen states, including New Mexico. Lots of allegations regarding a candidate running for Roswell mayor. Chavez County Sheriff Mike Harrington released a video Tuesday on social media disputing claims that he says are circulating in the community that Tim Jennings was treated favorably after a possible DWI incident in early 2019. Harrington said, based on the facts of the case, the Sheriff's Department has no proof that Jennings was driving drunk the night that he crashed his truck 2 years ago. You can see the video posted to the Chavez County Sheriff's Facebook page. Harrington went on to say that he is not endorsing any candidate for Roswell mayor. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Can Russia's invasion harm the average American like you and me? I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by CarShield. Love your car? Get it protected at carshield.com/Kim and save 10%. Deductible may apply. The answer is yes. Americans can and probably will be affected by a war in Europe. With our sanctions against Russia, it may very well retaliate. Fiber optic cables can be cut. Satellites carrying our internet traffic, our banking, control of water treatment, power plants, the power grid, and cellular phones can be disabled. That includes the GPS network, harming trucking and transportation. Now, I'm not advocating going to full survivalist mode, but we are so dependent on technology now that I'm recommending that you do prepare. Don't rely solely on debit or credit cards. Stash a small amount of cash away. Keep your vehicle at least half full. Have a month's worth of your prescription drugs at home and in reach. Batteries and flashlights are handy, as are extra canned goods in the pantry. And get breaking tech news 24/7 at commando.com.
Have you ever wanted to know what's happening at home when you're not there? I'm a big fan of SimpliSafe's new wireless outdoor camera. It lets you see what's happening outside right from your phone and alerts you when anyone approaches, so you always know who's there. This brand new camera is engineered with all the advanced tech and security features you want and need to help keep you and your family safe. SimpliSafe has everything you need, from entry and motion sensors to indoor and outdoor cameras. SimpliSafe is monitored 24/7 by professionals ready to dispatch police, firefighters, or EMTs to your home. SimpliSafe is less than $1 a day, and you can set it up in around 30 minutes. There are no long-term contracts or commitments. You can customize the perfect system for your home in just a few minutes at simplysafekim.com. Go today and claim a free indoor security camera, plus 20% off with interactive monitoring. Go to simplysafekim.com, simplysafekim.com.
Welcome to DSI, New Mexico's business technology leader. We help you digitally transform your business to do more, faster, and more secure. Selecting DSI gives you access to the world's best technologies, award-winning local technicians, and our commitment to the New Mexico communities we serve. One local source for all your technology products, services, and the personalized support you can only get from DSI.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Well, we didn't get all of the scores reported last night. You'll know that yours was not one of them if you don't hear it. But we do have some scores to pass along to you. The Roswell Coyotes girls basketball team lost at Clovis 57-44, and that ends the Lady Coyote season. They finished at 10-16 overall. Also in girls hoops, it was Hagerman falling to Jowl in their district tournament. The Bobcats finished the season at 7-19. They lost to Jowl 46-34, but Hagerman had just defeated Loving the night before, Monday night, 53-50 to survive at least for a day. And in boys hoops last night, it was the Gateway Christian Warriors seeing their season come to an end. Disappointing season for the Warriors. Floyd knocks off Gateway 52-45. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
We're rolling out the red, white, and blue carpet for Big O's President's Day sale, bringing you the very best deals from the biggest brands. From February 21st to the 27th, shop select sets of Michelin tires at your neighborhood Big O and get a $70 reward card. But that's not all. We're also giving you free installation. You deserve the presidential treatment, and that's exactly what we offer. Head to Big O for trusted service, expert auto care, and great prices on tires, brakes, oil changes, and more. This week only, get a $70 reward card when you buy select Michelin tires, plus free basic installation. Shop the President's Day sale at your local Big O, February 21st through the 27th. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Not valid with other offers. Disposal fees extra and up to 10% shop fee based on non-discounted regular retail price not to exceed $35 where permitted. Void where prohibited. Additional retailer offer advertised within is independent from the manufacturer's offer. Upgraded installation packages available at additional cost. See store for details.
Time to double up and save at Roswell Honda.
Double your refund.
That's right. Roswell Honda wants to double up your tax refund up to $4,000 towards your next vehicle. And with clearance prices across the lot, you can walk in, double up, and drive away today in a 2014 Yukon for just $379 a month, a 2014 Civic for just $249 a month, or a 2017 Escape for just $199 a month. Zero down, no payments for 4 months, free AirPods with a test drive, and double your refund.
Time to double up.
On now at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Hi, Roswell. I'm Guy Malone, candidate for mayor. Welcome to my non-mudslinging political campaign ad. I want you to visit roswellguy.com to find out about all the good reasons you have to actually vote for someone, not vote against someone. Refreshing idea, hey? Well, I've got lots more where that came from. You know and I know that Roswell is destined for same stuff, different year if we don't vote for positive changes that bring Roswell's politics and economy into the 21st century. Malone for mayor, roswellguy.com. Paid for by Guy Malone for Roswell.
Pecans are a big deal here in Chavez County. We have some of the biggest orchards in the country, and lots of us have pecan trees in our yards. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Whether you have one pecan tree or 1,000 of them, this time of year, every pecan tree needs fertilizing. So come see us at Roswell Seed Company, and we'll get you fixed up with the right fertilizer for your pecan trees. So that next year, your nuts will be big and beautiful. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
The Fergalicious boys can keep you hot this winter. Fergalicious. Oh yeah, it's getting cold out there, and Fergus Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep things hot in your home. They can come by and winterize your pipes and check your insulation, and you know they'll do it with nothing but love. Oh yeah, baby. Call the Fergalicious boys at Fergus Plumbing and Heating at 622-2660. When you need it hot, Fergus is on the job. Fergalicious.
When it comes to the security of your home or business, you want a local company, not a faceless national company, but one that has a personal investment right here in Southeast New Mexico. Xena Security Services is your local Honeywell dealer, and they specialize in service after the sale. They can handle all of your business and residential alarm and cameras, as well as home theater installation, all with contracts on your terms and all from a local company. The real Xena Security Services, right here in Southeast New Mexico. Call today, 626-3521. Protection with a local touch. For over 40 years, Sierra Blanca Motors here in Roswell have been providing locals with quality vehicles and are committed to providing you quality vehicles and service for many years to come. No sales gimmicks, no inflated pricing, just a quality pre-owned vehicle listed at retail pricing or less. Have a used vehicle to sell? Get top trade-in value or an amazing cash offer today. Let Danny or Jose provide you a great car buying experience. Call 575-622-7907 or stop by Sierra Blanca Motors at 720 South Main Street in Roswell. Se habla español.
Even as more Russian troops gather near the border and after Russian troops stormed across the frontier into eastern Ukraine. The BBC's Steve Rosenberg in Moscow.
Vladimir Putin recorded an address to the military in which he said that Russia was open to direct and honest dialogue, but I wouldn't read too much into that, because he also in that speech said that Russia's interests, national interests, security interests were paramount. I think from what we've seen from Vladimir Putin, his actions in the last few days, he seems determined for escalation of the crisis.
Announcing more sanctions against Russia, President Biden saying the U.S. has no desire for a military dust-up with Russia.
In addition to slapping financial sanctions on Russian banks and individuals, the president is moving U.S. troops into several Baltic countries as a reinforcement.
These are totally defensive moves on our part. We have no intention of fighting Russia.
American forces will help bolster Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, and the president stresses that U.S. troops are not going into Ukraine. Greg Clugston, Washington.
And Republicans sounding off about the Biden response. Senator Joni Ernst tweets, "We need to provide Ukraine resources like lethal aid and intel sharing and ramp up energy production here in the U.S." She adds, President Biden's doctrine of appeasement has made the world less safe. Around 700 unarmed National Guard troops authorized for deployment in Washington, D.C., ahead of the potential truckers convoy that could arrive in the Capitol next week. And prior to Tuesday's presidential State of the Union speech, Pentagon says those troops will assist with traffic control. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is up 39 points, the NASDAQ ahead 18 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hi, I'm Cute Kid number 1. And I'm Cute Kid number 2. And we have been forced, you mean hired? We have been hired to tell you what direct lender FOMO is. So let's say you buy a new home, and maybe you use one of those big mortgage monsters.
Or someone your realtor or friend recommends.
And then a few months later, you hear us being forced, hired
to tell you about our mortgage team's direct lender advantage.
And then you feel like you missed out.
Because you probably did miss out.
And that is direct lender FOMO.
It's Ryan, and our mortgage team is an arm of a bigger company who is a direct lender, which means our company gets to use its own money and make its own decisions within its own walls. There's no middleman. This often allows us to get you a better rate on that new home mortgage, saving you monthly and lifelong money. We are United Faith Mortgage.
United Faith Mortgage is a DBA of United Mortgage Corp. 25 Melville Park Road, Melville, New York. Licensed mortgage banker. For all licensing information, go to NMLS-ConsumerAccess.org. Corporate NMLS number 1330. Ryan Brackett, NMLS number 65233. Equal housing lender. I license in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, Massachusetts, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Utah.
The world's number 2 mining company posting record earnings, more than $20 billion after a year of soaring commodity prices and growing demand from China.
Rio Tinto has benefited from inflation pushing prices up as the global economy continues to realign supply and demand after the disruption of the pandemic. Nonetheless, strong demand is a sign of a recovery. London-based Rio Tinto made almost $21.4 billion last year. It marks a strong first year for Chief Executive Jacob Stausholm, who took over in the wake of the hugely embarrassing destruction of Aboriginal caves in Australia. He said that the company was still learning from that mistake.
The BBC's Jonathan Joseph. Oman's foreign minister is in Tehran for talks with his Iranian counterpart as nuclear talks between Iran and world powers continue in Vienna. The Iranian foreign minister welcomed the visiting diplomat upon his arrival. News and analysis at townhall.com. Authorities just might want to consider some kind of sting operation to collar these thieves.
As almond trees start to bloom in California, so do beehive thefts that have become so prevalent that beekeepers are now turning to GPS tracking devices, surveillance cameras, and other anti-theft technology. About 1,000 beehives worth hundreds of thousands of dollars have been reported stolen across California in the past few weeks. Keith Peters reporting.
Elon Musk and his lawyers escalating their fight with U.S. securities regulators. A Musk attorney has accused regulators of leaking investigative information, and Musk is alleging on Twitter that government corruption is being exposed. Musk's tweet early Tuesday and a Monday letter from attorney Alex Shapiro to a federal judge didn't offer any specifics about the alleged leak by the Securities and Exchange Commission. Yet on Wall Street, the Dow's up 25 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Wednesday.
Yes, welcome to it.
Yeah, happy middle of the week. Hope it's a good one for you. I'd like to try this, maybe this hour if we got time.
I think I can pop over.
Yeah, we'll do it. We got the folks from Big Brothers Big Sisters joining us this hour, and so they'll join us just give us an update on things. But I procured an item yesterday I'd like for us to try on the radio this morning.
Now I have some details on it, but I'm going to save it for when we actually try it. Because I've kind of done a little research on this product in specific.
Okay.
I actually have to go front sun hour, so I'll be back.
I'm going to set up here and then do that.
You're going to stay here. I'm going to run.
Yeah, you stay. I'll stay here. You go do your thing.
I'm going to go. You're going to stay?
I think I'll stay.
Thanks.
Got it. Call.
All right.
Ready, break. So, the Coca-Cola Company has released a new beverage. I'm guessing it's a limited release, special time kind of thing. But I saw it online like last week and didn't think much of it. And then I saw it in person yesterday, so I got it. Coca-Cola has released a flavor of Coke called Space Flavored. I don't know if this is a new thing or a permanent thing or just probably a limited release, one-off kind of thing for a little bit. But it's called Coca-Cola Space Flavor. It's available in Coca-Cola, and I've seen it in Coca-Cola Zero, the Coke Zero forms. That's all I've noticed it in. So I was yesterday. We went to Artesia, as we've said and talked about all that. But on my way back from Artesia, I stopped at the Brewer gas station there on the way out of town, and got a burrito because I'd missed lunch. And by the way, they have good burritos there. I go with the briskets, a little warm. Like they put some warmth in it, so it'll light you up. But they're pretty good. But anyway, I was there. I was going to get a burrito and a soda, and I happened to go mosey on over to the soda section. And there before my eyes was a whole thing of those Coca-Cola Space flavored. They had the zero and the full leaded version. And so I went and bought one. And Sean and I are going to try it here. So we're going to find out what space tastes like. Which, by the way, I mean, it's pretty... Because no one on the planet can tell you what space tastes like. No one, and no human being, even people that have gone to space, because you can't be in space like without a helmet on or something. So how can you taste it if you can't? You know what I'm saying? So
what I'd like to know is where he got it from.
Where I got it from? I got it.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I got it at the Brewer Oil in Artesia. When I was going to, I was on my way back from here. I stopped there to get a burrito, and I went to get a soda. And sure enough, in the display, I haven't looked around here. It may be here too. I just happened to see it on a shelf in Artesia, so I grabbed it.
I didn't know
while
if it was in
there.
local stores or
Yeah,
what.
I'm imagining if it's at a Brewer Oil in Artesia, you could probably find it at Stripes or an Allsups or something here in Roswell or Brewer or wherever, whatever place that sells beverages. I imagine you'll find it. The ones that have the big selection, not the ones that have like 3. You go into some places and they got like Coca-Cola, Diet Coke, Sprite, and that's about it. But those places
they're not like Mountain Dew where they do like limited flavors stuff. So that's interesting that they're doing this now.
Yeah, well, and that's just it. I'm not sure how limited this is. Like, this is a thing that's going to stick around, or I don't know.
I think they did it like maybe 10 years ago, but
did they?
But
the space flavored? I've never heard.
No,
of
not space flavored. Just like lime or something like that.
Well, and
vanilla.
They do have a bunch.
Back when that was new.
But they have a bunch of flavored sodas. Like if you go to gas stations or places that have a big selection of sodas.
Yeah.
And Coca-Cola has a lot of them out there because they got like the Cherry Coke line, they got the Cherry Coke Zero line, then they got the Cherry Vanilla Coke Zero, they had the orange.
Can I just say, never let it be said that you don't know how to chew up an hour. My God, that's amazing. You still haven't even gotten to it. Good job. Way to bury the lead. Go ahead.
Well, he was telling me, he goes, Coca-Cola doesn't have a lot of flavor.
Oh, dude, yeah,
I was like, they actually do put out a lot of flavors, but you only see them in places that have a vast soda selection.
So Coke Freestyles are the way to go in that scenario, because you can find just a ton of insane flavors.
Although, pull back the curtain for me a bit. Mm-hmm. When it comes to flavored sodas, I don't like the fountain as much.
Really?
Like fountain sodas out of the fountain, I love them.
Yeah,
with the ice and everything.
Fountain sodas provide a specific effervescence that bottled sodas
love
don't.
That. I do not care as much for the flavorings they put in. It's got like Cherry Coke Zero out of a can or a bottle does not taste the same to me as Cherry Coke Zero out of a freestyle
And
machine.
I will say that's because I think that maybe the ratios are a little bit off as far as the balance.
Yeah, because you're adding it yourself.
Well, the machine adds it in post. Everything's done in post production on the remix, on that machine.
But in theory, can you add as much cherry as you want? Or
no,
I don't remember.
It's pre-measured. I mean, when you make your selection, so my personal go-to is peach mellow yellow.
Okay,
love it. So you go to the mellow yellow selection, then you go to your different flavors, and you select peach, and then it says pour, and you are ready to pour, and then you hit the thing, and it dispenses that specific soda.
Gotcha.
So the ratios are mixed inside the machine when you make that decision. It makes it so the flavoring is a little bit fresher, maybe, but it's also not mixed in the same ratios that they do down at the factory.
Yeah.
But
I just don't like it as much.
the specific ratios that the Coca-Cola company pre-designates. And that's a trade secret. So maybe these places that do the remix, they don't have those specific ratios.
Maybe. All I know is it doesn't taste the same for me. So when I see a freestyle machine, I just get regular zero or regular beverage.
I still kind of dig them.
That's what I like.
Still kind of dig them. But
what I was saying earlier was that like Mountain Dew. What I was saying earlier was Mountain Dew they come out with a new flavor like once a year.
Oh yeah,
Mountain
Dew
new
flavor
is kind of stupid with it though. Like the way that they play with flavors. Like the most recent one, have you tried it? It's pink lemonade Mountain Dew.
Okay.
And it's okay.
I like Sweet Lightning.
So it's carbonated pink lemonade?
Basically.
I don't know how I'd feel about that.
It's okay. It's not that good. And it kind of gives you heartburn.
Okay.
A little bit.
It depends if you like sparkling stuff.
I do. I love that. And I love pink lemonade. So you'd think it would work, but it didn't quite hit for me.
I love sodas, Cokes, things like that. I hate the seltzers. I don't like seltzer.
See, now there's
seltzer water is disgusting to me.
It's hit or miss for me. If the flavor, if it's flavored well enough, then I'm good. But if it's like one of those like LaCroix, I have never had a LaCroix that I've liked.
Yeah. Like hard seltzers, I won't mess
bubbly.
with.
There's a couple of bubblies that I like.
Yeah.
And then the hard seltzers, I don't really mess with those.
I don't mess with any of that stuff. Yeah. That's gross.
To me, it seems kind of like you're breaking science when you're like, I'm drinking water, but I'm also getting plastered.
Well, that's just it. Those seltzers are like justified alcoholism.
Yeah, exactly. You're justifying your habit by hydration.
But it's like
it's
even
like adding
the
water to your whiskey.
Michelob Ultras and stuff. The people, they're fine. You want to drink it, but don't act like you're doing this to be health conscious. You know what I mean? It's like, if you're really that health conscious, maybe we're not drinking that.
I'm going for a mile-long run, and I'm going to finish that off with 13 White Claws.
Yeah. And
I think you just canceled the other thing out.
And a Michelob Ultra.
And a Michelob. Because you got to pop open. Actually, the golden, what's the Ultra Premiums?
Yeah.
Yeah, the super low-carb ones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
2.2 carbs.
I just wanted to clarify that the Mountain Dew thing, I never seen Coke do that. Like, up to that degree.
Well, kind of, yes. They do it with those orange.
Do you want to grab it?
Yeah, let's grab the Bottle. We don't have our guest isn't here yet. I haven't heard or seen from them yet. So
I want them to bring back Pepsi Free, though. I want that to be a thing again. Because I've never actually had it, but it's in Back to the Future.
Yeah.
And it's a good joke. And I just want to try. I just want to know what it tastes like.
Well, I'm trying to remember it. Like I don't even know if it
or Crystal Pepsi, for that matter.
Crystal Pepsi, I remember having it in its heyday, and when they rebooted it here a couple years ago.
I just want to make that joke again.
Break here in a minute.
Give me a Pepsi Free.
Well, we'll do that after.
You gotta pay for it.
I'll take a commercial and all that if our guests aren't here yet.
Right.
What was the question? I was going to have a question about something. I can't remember what it was. It was something you just said that I think Sean could address better than I can.
Okay.
What was it that you just said about
Crystal Pepsi or Pepsi Free?
Pepsi Free. Yeah, Pepsi Free. Do you remember Pepsi Free?
I vaguely
remember. It was in the Back to the Future, but I don't remember seeing it on the show.
Pepsi Free was their attempt at Diet Pepsi before Diet Pepsi was a thing.
Yeah.
And
I remember Pepsi 1.
See, now I don't remember Pepsi 1.
I remember Pepsi 1.
I haven't had any.
Oh, wait, yes, I do. That was the 1-calorie one that came out like in the 90s. I do remember that. I do remember that now. But Pepsi Free, it was basically, it's just Diet Pepsi now. That was just the name, because they didn't want to go with Diet because they didn't want to be associated with Diet Coke. But they also,
try to make it more hip.
Yeah, it was their attempt at because their branding in the 80s was the choice of a new generation.
Mm-hmm. They're trying to be the young people's drink.
Yeah. So,
and I think Diet also associated to older women.
Hello, fellow young people. We're hip. We're with it.
Yeah.
But
we got the jams and the pull-ups.
But so it was kind of just like Coke Zero and all that.
Yeah.
But the whole Pepsi Clear thing. Do you know that Coke released a soda specifically to kill Crystal Pepsi?
Tab Zero.
Tab Clear.
Yeah, Tab
because
Clear.
They released an intentionally bad soda because they wanted Pepsi Clear to be associated, or Crystal Pepsi to be associated with diet soda.
And Tab was kind of that never really took off anyway. Like they were trying to make that like a whole like chic chick drink kind of thing, like you're a cool chick if you drink Tab, and that marketing just fell through. It didn't work.
Well, it's kind of sexist by today's standards.
What, can you even get Tab nowadays?
No, they took it off the market. Matter of fact, there's another story about a lady who stocked when she found out they were taking Tab off. It's her favorite soda, so she stocked up, and she's panicking and trying to get a hold of the company to have them re-release the soda now because she's down to her last 30 cases.
Oh no!
Yeah, so she's in panic mode right now.
Wow. So, like, what's the shelf life on a Tab soda?
She's pushing it because they stopped them like a year ago.
I hope she's storing them in a proper location, not in a damp, moist basement or someplace. Something that'll, keep the shelf life a little bit longer on those things. I'd
like to think if you're obsessed with Tab soda, you probably have preparations in place.
Yeah, I would think. There's probably other weird proclivities you have too. That would be my guess. But anyway, it is 18 minutes after 8. We are scheduled to have the folks from Big Brothers Big Sisters join us. Haven't seen them yet. We'll give them a few minutes here. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather. We're going to try that soda, the Coca-Cola Space flavor here in just a little bit. We'll do that. So I'm curious. I'm very curious what space tastes like. All right, here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Gusty wind and cool temperatures again today with a cold front moving into eastern New Mexico. We'll be in the mid to upper 40s, wind gusting to 30 miles per hour, but we should have sunshine. Pretty cold for the overnight hours and windy, our low dropping to about 20 and clear. Then we'll be getting sunshine on Thursday. Afternoon high stays in the mid 50s to around 60. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 18 degrees here in Roswell, still chilly. Humidity is at 35%, winds currently out of the east at 12 miles per hour. Cooler today, 44 are expected high. Under sunny skies, that's the good news. But yeah, high of only 44 today. Winds will be out of the east, 10 to 20 miles per hour. For tonight, mostly clear skies. Overnight low of 23 degrees. Winds will be out of the southeast, 10 to 20. A little warmer for you Thursday. Sunny, highs near 60, 59 officially tomorrow. But it's going to be breezy-er. Northwest winds 10 to 15 in the AM. 15 to 20 for the afternoon, gusting as high as 30 miles per hour tomorrow afternoon. Thursday night, clear skies, overnight low of 21 degrees, northwest winds 5 to 10. Friday, mostly sunny, highs near 55, south winds 5 to 10 in the afternoon, 10 to 15. 5 to 10 in the morning, 10 to 15 for the afternoon. And then looking at your weekend, sunny 56 for a high on Saturday, and Sunday, sunny skies, highs in the low 60s, 63. And then Monday, when you head back to it, we'll be back into the low 70s. And it looks like that'll linger into Tuesday as well, too. So cooler today and gradually warming up over the next couple days here. All right, it is 20 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and take a commercial break. Like I said, if we've got the folks from Big Brothers Big Sisters, see if they pop by. If not, we're going to chit-chat, and we got some space soda to drink. So we got that coming up. Don't go away.
Buying a good, clean, reliable pre-owned vehicle is just about the smartest thing you can do these days. But how do you know it's good, clean, and reliable? Well, just visit your friends at Roswell Ford. Here at the Tailgate Nation, we have over 100 outstanding pre-owned vehicles ready to serve you and your family for years to come. How do you know? Because we put everyone through a rigorous 139-point inspection, and we give you a 3-day money-back guarantee to be sure it's right. These are vehicles you'll be proud to own and thrilled to drive, like a 2015 Ford Fusion Hybrid for just $11,980, a 2017 Ford Escape for just $15,980, and a 2020 Ford Explorer XLT for just $39,980, plus about 100 more that are just as good. Sure, you can get a used car just about anywhere, but you'll only find a selection like this at Roswell Ford. So don't take chances. Come by and see us at Roswell Ford, the Tailgate Nation at the corner of 9th and Main.
The Fergalicious boys can keep you hot this winter. Fergalicious. Oh yeah, it's getting cold out there, and Fergie's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep things hot in your home. They can come by and winterize your pipes and check your insulation, and you know they'll do it with nothing but love. Oh yeah, baby. Call the Fergalicious boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating at 622-2660. When you need it hot, Fergie's is on the job. Fergalicious.
This is Renee.
Happy to be here.
She's not some influencer. She's more of a groundbreaker, turning her 4-acre lot into a little slice of heaven behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. Renee runs with us because the most important job is the next one.
That's all I got.
Nothing runs like a Deere. Hear Renee's story at Deere.com.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday, to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden, or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
Austin Industrial is currently seeking a janitorial staff position to work in the Holly Frontier Refinery. You will be responsible for cleaning and sanitizing offices, meeting rooms, bathrooms, kitchen and dining room, and public areas. No minimum education requirements are needed, no experience is required, and pay is $13.50 an hour for this full-time 40-hour-a-week position. Apply at austin-ind.com or call Miss Cookie Look at 832-657-3385. Austin Industrial is an equal employment opportunity employer. employer.
So what am I doing with my tax refund? I'm giving my home a makeover with new furniture from Glenn's. A new living room, dining room, and bedroom. Even a curio cabinet for my elephant collection. Glenn's has beautiful, high-quality furniture that I'll be proud of for years. And Glenn's will deliver it for free. So my tax refund and I are headed for Glenn's. And my home is going to be fresh, bright, and beautiful. Since 1953, people have been coming to Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda in Roswell.
Honey, did you see the story in the Roswell paper recently about how Dennis Kintai and the city council want to spend $61 million on new baseball fields?
Yep, talk about out-of-control spending.
Yeah, they say it's a field of dreams, more like field of debt.
Definitely. Kintai and the council don't have their priorities straight. Remember, they wanted to spend $35 million on a new public safety complex. Thank goodness over 80% of voters rejected that boondoggle.
And meanwhile, crime has gone up drastically over Kintai's last 4 years in charge.
Yeah, and Roswell's roads are a mess. Have you seen the sorry state that streets like North Garden are in? Potholes everywhere.
That's why we need Tim Jennings for mayor. Tim will control spending, hire more police officers, and fix our roads.
Let's send a message to City Hall that Roswell can't afford to spend $61 million on building new baseball fields. Vote Tim Jennings for mayor.
Paid for by Tim Jennings for mayor.
Fall in love and save this month at Roswell Nissan. Sweet deals across the lot so your wallet can feel the love. Get a 2015 Chrysler 200 for only $195 a month, a 2017 Versa for only $185 a month, or a 2012 Chevy Sonic for only $135 a month. Zero down, no payments for 90 days, and $2,000 guaranteed on your trade. So drag it in. Plus, stop by for a box of sweets and spin the wheel. Get a box of chocolates with a test drive and a $30 Pasta Cafe gift card with purchase. Fall in love at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Did you know you share your birthday with at least 9 million other people in the world? Your birthday isn't feeling so special now, is it? Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:25. Still haven't seen my guest yet, so we'll chit-chat here and see if they come by. But a couple things happening in Artesia that I want to put on folks' radar here in Roswell. One of them is coming up this Saturday, and the other one's coming up in April. But on Saturday, this is pretty cool, actually. It kind of reminds me of like when I was a kid. I hadn't heard this in a while. The Roswell Symphony Orchestra is going to be doing a free family concert at the Estelle Yates High School Auditorium there at Artesia High. And it's going to be this Saturday night afternoon at 4:30 p.m. Free show, and it's Peter and the Wolf. They're going to be doing Peter and the Wolf. You know, the whole acting out the music. I love it.
What's funny is as I listen to Peter and the Wolf, I naturally picture the cartoon, because there was an old Warner Brothers cartoon that told the story of the Three Little Pigs, but they played Peter and the Wolf while they did. Like the whole thing was like, it was the Three Little Pigs, and they were all flute players. And so it's, I mean, I hear this song, and I'm seeing this cartoon in my head presently.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So
it triggers a lot of weird sense memories. It's funny how that happens.
So I think it'd be a great family fun night.
A lot of nostalgia for those folks who, had experienced that when they were young like you and want to experience it again.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's free family fun. It's going to be at the Estelle Yates Auditorium there at the Artesia High School. They're going to have an instrument petting zoo on stage after the concert. String instruments only.
Be careful because the stand-up bass, it does bite.
Yeah. So is that an opportunity for kids to kind of play with the instruments?
They get to pick it up, feel it, kind of get a feel. And I'll tell you this: the first instrument petting, it wasn't really a petting zoo that I went to, but it was kind of the orientation. Okay. And this was in 5th grade. I said I want to be in band, and my parents took me there, and I chose the trumpet, and I got to kind of pick it up and feel it in my hands, and press the keys, and that sort of like was what sold me on I'm going to be a trumpet player. Okay. Later, brass.
Well, I guess due to COVID, it'll be just string instruments.
Sure.
They don't want you blowing on the trumpets and
that
trombones
totally
and what
makes
have you.
Sense.
Yeah, makes sense. So, if you can do all that, it's free. If you have any questions, want some more information, you can call 575-623-5882. And this is sponsored by the Armstrong Clark Foundation here. But yeah, the Roswell Symphony Orchestra, free family concert this Saturday afternoon, 4:30 p.m. at the Estelle Yates High School Auditorium in Artesia. Coming with the presentation of Peter and the Wolf. Stick around afterwards for an instrument petting zoo for the kids after the show.
Pretty doggone cool.
All free. One more thing I want to tell you.
Yes.
I just saw this during the commercial
Hot
break,
off the presses.
and I think they just released it a little bit ago, but this is going to be kind of a big deal. So if you want in on this one, you might want to get on it quick.
Get a little closer to your radio so you can hear this good.
Yeah. The Artesia Chamber of Commerce had just put on their Facebook page an event happening Saturday, April 2nd, 7 p.m.
Okay.
It's called The Red Zone, a night with Tim Tebow.
Wait, like the Tim Tebow?
See.
Not like Tim Tebow of Tim Tebow Toyotas.
Not Tim Tebow Smith or whatever,
Right.
not Tim Johnson.
Wow.
Tebow. No. Public, the public, anyone or on or off Facebook is invited. They're having an event. It's sponsored by the Chamber. It says no outside food or drinks permitted. No chairback strollers. It's happening at the. Let me see here. I'm just looking at the thing.
No chair back, mostly because everyone needs to kneel while they're there.
Well, I think it's at the Bulldog Pit. It's going to be in Artesia at the Bulldog Pit.
Okay.
So because they got the bleachers,
Right.
the bleacher chairs,
Makes
they're saying no
sense.
those chairbacks. That's what they're
that makes
talking
sense.
about. Tim Tebow will be
Kneeling room only.
in Artesia for one night only, Saturday, April 2nd, 7 p.m. at the Artesia High School Bulldog Pit, the gymnasium, 212 South 13th. It's a free event open to the public, although you must have a ticket to get in the door. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. Call the Artesia Chamber of Commerce to reserve your ticket now, 575-746-2744, or drop in and see them at 107 North First if you're in the Artesia area.
I don't know, man. They say never meet your memes, and that's a lot of pressure.
He's a big deal.
Do you just go walk up to him and instantly just hit a knee? I mean, how do you do it? What's the approach?
I think you just talk to him like a normal guy.
Yeah, that's what you do. But what do I do? I'm a sociopath. What do I do?
I don't know.
I'm Charlie, all right?
Yeah.
I'm the wild card. If you haven't gotten to that episode yet, but I'm the wild card. You know,
Maybe
gotta throw stuff in there.
Yeah, let me ponder.
He goes, wild card, baby. Woo!
We got a month plus to pontificate.
fair enough.
Let's work on that.
Fair enough.
All right, let's
Okay.
do this.
So now, did you get a chance to actually explain the soda itself?
A little bit, but let's remind folks in
Okay.
case they're just tuning in.
So now this all is it was predicated by Coke basically getting rid of almost half of their beverage selection over the past year.
Okay.
They got, like we said, they got rid of Tab. They got rid of several different brands.
Did they get rid of the green one? Coca-Cola
Yeah,
Light?
I think they did.
That wasn't very. I remember seeing it, but I don't remember anybody ever drinking it.
Some of the brands, they spun them off into their own kind of like sub-brands or whatever.
Okay.
But in doing that, they also announced they were going to release different flavors, limited edition flavors. And this is one of those limited edition flavors. It's called Coke Starlight, and it's the first of what they're calling Coca-Cola Creations. Now, this is a whole new thing. But what they're saying is they're not saying what it's supposed to taste like cherry, vanilla, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They're giving, it's an idea of a flavor concept.
Okay.
So this is supposed to taste like space.
Okay.
Essentially. Now, there's arguments all over the internet about what space is supposed to taste like or
Yeah, how are we
smell
gonna
like.
know?
And that actually, there was an old Futurama episode from years ago where Professor Farnsworth invents the smelloscope so you can smell space. And so you kind of know what different parts of space smell like. Most of it's garbage. But so a lot of people online are and I won't say what any of them are saying because I don't want to mess your taste buds up. But I am genuinely curious about this.
I'm curious too.
And
Now-
I did not know they had a zero line.
Yeah, it's a zero and regular is what I've seen, and this is the zero.
All right.
All right. Smell it.
It kind of has. It kind of smells like Diet Coke. It's red, or it's like
got a red hue. Now the bottle looks black,
right?
But or
like
Coke.
normal soda, but it's dark red in texture, almost like a pink or like a dark pink, I guess, something like that. Now I was a bit concerned when I tried to crack this open and it didn't resist. I didn't get almost like it was popped beforehand, but
I hope not. I didn't.
No,
I pulled it right off the.
It's still carbonated, so I think we're okay.
I pulled it right off the. Maybe it's less
All right.
carbonation in it.
Maybe
that's the formula.
Or maybe I did pop it and I just didn't even notice. Okay, so all right, balance those out.
Although I see carbonation on the.
Yeah, no, it's well carbonated, so I'm not really worried about that. All right, so Roybert, shall you join us?
Roybert, I like that.
Roybert.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Smell this.
Yeah. I don't know.
It doesn't have a distinct
Not
soda
specific,
smell or
no.
anything. It does have a purplishy red hue to it.
Yeah, so it's like a pink, purple, reddish, blood colored, such and such. So, all right,
good?
You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Salud.
Just rub you. The more I hold it in my mouth, the more it tastes kind of just like regular, like Diet Coke.
It's got a taste to it that's different, and I can't put my finger on it. I can't put my finger on it. Hold on.
I just got hit with a flavor that's very familiar.
It's subtle.
You know what it kind of tastes like? And it is subtle. It kind of tastes like, and maybe this is just the color leading me down this path, but Big Red, that red cream soda.
Okay.
It kind of has like a red cream taste to it almost.
Maybe.
Okay. So people online are saying, and this again is all based on.
I get the Big Red a little bit. Yeah.
This is based on kind of like a Google research or Google search, but
Cinnamony.
science says that space supposedly, and that was a lot of S's, tastes like raspberries. So a lot of people are saying that it's supposed to taste like raspberries, but I don't get raspberry from that.
I get the cinnamon.
Other people, say almost like a toasted.
There is a fruit element to it. I just can't tell what fruit it is.
Okay, so some people say the galaxy may taste like raspberries and smell like rum, according to a 2009 article, Guardian article.
I can see rum. Now that you say rum, yeah, there's a rum.
One YouTuber tried the product and said they noted aftertaste of chocolate, which I can no. You know what? I'm actually getting. It's not chocolate. It's graham cracker, and this is why they say
That's
maybe
the one. That's
graham
what
cracker. It's almost like a sweet, almost like a graham cracker taste. And they're saying people are kind of leaning that the flavor might be like s'mores.
You know
or
what?
Something to that, like something.
Now
similar
you
to
say
it.
that, I get the graham crackery.
That's what I was trying. That's what I was trying to think of.
I still get the cinnamon.
I almost said cinnamon, but it's not. Well, in my opinion, it's not.
I'd be curious to try the full lead of this just to see, because there's a lot that can be thrown off with the.
This is true.
With the zero sugar stuff, but
to me, it's 100% graham cracker.
Okay, on Thursday, Coca-Cola finally cleared up the mystery, sort of. The company's expansion is, they said, well, see for yourself. Starlight is inspired by space, has notes reminiscent of, this is helpful, notes reminiscent of stargazing around a campfire, as well as a cooling sensation that evokes a feeling of a cold journey to space, the company said in a release. So, yeah, maybe s'mores.
With honey bears.
Like honey gram, or what are those called? Yeah, those little bear graham crackers.
Yeah, honey grams.
Yeah, honey grams. Teddy grams. That's what they're called.
You take them with you to space.
But I get also the bit of a creamy. Like there's but there's fruit. Like I taste a fruit in there, like a
strawberry.
It's not strawberry. It's
like a punchy fruit, like a fruit punchy type fruit. But I don't know what that.
To me, it's 100% graham cracker.
See, well, the aftertaste is. The after is, but like the foretaste.
Do you think there's a little vanilla in there?
You know what, there probably is. Because what I'm doing is I'm doing what the wine drinkers do when I'm bouncing the tongue back and up and down from the top of my mouth, and
it all
kind of,
four corners of your mouth.
Yeah, it like swishes it, a different kind of swish. So I'm trying to do that.
Maybe it's cinnamon, graham cracker, and vanilla.
I think now that you mention it, I do kind of get some vanilla on the front end.
Yeah. And that's maybe where I'm getting a bit of a creamy vibe through the vanilla.
I mean, it's good. I'm not going to kick it out of bed, but
it's all right. I'm not in love with it. I'd rather have a regular Coke Zero.
Honestly, I've been saying I'd rather have a Dr. Pepper Zero, but this, I mean,
it's not bad.
I bet it would be a good mixer.
Yeah, I
think a lot of what Coke and a lot of beverage companies are doing is they're kind of putting their drinks out as mixers now.
This is an occasional drink.
Doctors are going to be mad at me, but that's not a day drinker soda. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if you're drinking sodas all day.
This is like after a hard day of work.
It's a specialty
It's
soda.
like
you drink one off.
It's one of those. I have a whole line of those in my office. It's one of those you break out. It's like, hey, check out what I found. It tastes like space.
Yeah.
And you have it one time, and that's pretty much it. That's why they know we're going to put this out all the time.
Yeah.
Now, when you have something like a Mountain Dew Code Red that everybody's like, oh my God, this is the best thing I've ever put in my face, then you put it out.
Yeah. I would buy it and drink one maybe once every couple weeks, maybe have one. But but I'd rather just have a regular Coke Zero and drink that and be that as your. It's kind of like for beer drinkers out there. That are regular beer drinkers. You have your go-to brand, whether it's Coors Light or Bud Light or Miller Lite, And then every once in a while you try some IPA highfalutin thing.
You know what this is? This is a Sam Adams, one of their seasonal lines.
Oh,
That's
there you
exactly what this is because it's got notes of stuff.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing with the Sam Adams line. It's like, well, this has got notes of fall.
Yeah.
It's got pumpkin and pie and lilac. It's like, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the Sam Adams Coca-Cola line.
It's mass marketed, mass market version of craft soda is what it kind of is.
Yeah.
You know, it's the
that Coke said, hey, us too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys.
Well, it's
guys
no
down
different.
there.
Like Budweiser does the same thing, and
Sure.
everything. You know, they put out like their craft or reserve models and things like that. I got to be honest. This feels like a Pepsi product to me. Like
Yeah?
this is a move Pepsi would pull than Coke.
I mean, it's desperate times, man. The market share is getting tighter and tighter every day. So
Coca-Cola will be okay.
Coke is definitely they're going to
Because
be in the
they
top
have
spot.
a fan base that will die before they switch.
Right.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's one of those polarizing people that drink Coke are like Pepsi's disgusting, and people that drink Pepsi or Coke are just you know. What I
Well,
mean?
it's really funny though because you don't see many Pepsi centric people, and I used to live with many for a number of years.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting to kind of step a toe back out into the world of Coke is it.
Yeah. Yeah, people
To steal another slogan.
Yeah, Pepsi tries really hard to make it like they're relevant, but not like Coke.
But Coke is it.
Yeah,
Here's
Coke.
what Pepsi could do. They could, and I'm gonna sound like a broken record. They could bring back Pepsi Free, keep Diet Pepsi, and maybe bring back Crystal Pepsi.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all the same exact flavor. But they fool people into thinking that it's different
So
flavors.
just
and they sell
relive 1993 all over again.
they sell twice or three times as much product that way.
The problem is, Crystal Pepsi does not taste like Pepsi.
It does not.
You can't make it taste like Pepsi.
There's something to that caramel coloring
Yeah.
that makes it specifically taste.
It has
like-
its own flavor, and Pepsi wasn't it. I don't care what anybody says. Like those people that said it tastes like Pepsi, they're lying. They're just convinced themselves it tastes like Pepsi. It does not.
No.
It tastes weird.
That being said, I always liked Crystal Pepsi, and they do bring it back occasionally in like a limited edition run, like mostly thanks to the internet.
I liked it enough as a kid to be novel enough to say I had a Crystal Pepsi. Like the Ice Cream Man sold sodas, and I remember there was a run where the Ice Cream Man had Crystal Pepsis, and I felt cool walking around with my 16-ounce bottle of Crystal Pepsi because of old glass bottles back then.
Right.
And that's how the sodas. We didn't have plastic bottles. It was a 16-ounce glass bottle. It was 16-ounce too, 120.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or whatever these other bottles are.
Wait.
These are 20s.
Yeah, those are
So
20s.
this is-
They make like a 12-ounce version or 14-ounce version bottle like that.
So the actual flavor is called Starlight.
Right.
Well, I think it's space flavored. It's a Starlight. Is it series?
No. Okay. So the series is called Coca-Cola Creations.
Gotcha. Okay.
This run of that series is the Starlight limited edition flavor. That's the Starlight is the name of the flavor, and it evokes thoughts of things. So it's not a specific like, hey, cherry evokes thoughts of cherries.
All right. I just
Starlight
finally
series.
took a big gulp of it.
Yeah.
Because I've been sipping it, and I just kind of took a big gulp to finish it. Clearly, there's vanilla in there.
Yeah.
Clearly, it to me,
The after is real vanilla heavy, and I've never been a fan of vanilla in soda.
I got to be honest.
No.
This thing is a one-off of one of their vanilla cherry sodas.
Yeah.
It's changed slightly.
Now I've had cherry
but it's
vanilla,
pretty
and
close
that's
to cherry vanilla.
that's a specific. And again, I don't like their vanilla flavors.
It's almost like a cream soda, like cherry.
And that's where I'm getting, I think, the red cream, like the.
It's
the
like
red
a
almost.
cherry cream soda
Right.
with vanilla kind of going. That's it's something along those lines.
Coke Starlight, ask for it by name.
Yeah, and I'm not sure of cherry, but it's a cherry-like fruit. Like maybe it's a berry of some kind. I don't know.
I think it's more of an acai berry.
It could be. Maybe it is. I don't know. But it's all right. It's all right. I
have more?
You guys can have it. I'm good with it. I'm good up. I'm good to go.
It's gonna have.
It is 8:42. Probably should pause for some news and quick break and all that. So let's do that. It is 8:43. We're going to pause for some local news, your town hall business update, quick commercial break as well. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Sorello. The Biden administration now delaying decisions on new oil and gas drilling on federal land and other energy-related actions. After a federal court blocked the way officials were calculating the real-world costs of climate change. The administration says in a legal filing last week, the ruling by a Louisiana federal judge would affect dozens of rules by at least 4 federal agencies. Among the immediate effects, an indefinite delay in planned oil and gas lease sales on public lands in a half dozen states, including New Mexico. Lots of allegations regarding a candidate running for Roswell mayor. Chavez County Sheriff Mike Harrington released a video Tuesday on social media disputing claims that he says are circulating in the community that Tim Jennings was treated favorably after a possible DWI incident in early 2019. Harrington said, based on the facts of the case, the Sheriff's Department has no proof that Jennings was driving drunk the night that he crashed his truck 2 years ago. You can see the video posted to the Chavez County Sheriff's Facebook page. Harrington went on to say that he is not endorsing any candidate for Roswell mayor. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Gusty wind and cool temperatures again today with a cold front moving into eastern New Mexico. We'll be in the mid to upper 40s, wind gusting to 30 miles per hour, but we should have sunshine. Pretty cold for the overnight hours and windy. Our low dropping to about 20 and clear. Then we'll be getting sunshine on Thursday. Afternoon high stays in the mid 50s to around 60. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. A strong fourth quarter for Home Depot as it continues to benefit from a booming housing market. Sales for the 3 months that ended January 30th rose to $35.72 billion from $32.26 billion. Home improvement stores had been busy during the pandemic as people working from home took on new projects. Many also moved into new homes with more space for a home office. New York wants to improve its cybersecurity defenses and will open a joint operations center to coordinate between government agencies, critical businesses, and utilities. The Brooklyn-based hub will have a staff of 70, both in person and virtual, to provide a centralized viewpoint of threat data on the federal, state, and local levels. On Wall Street, the Dow down 482 points, the Nasdaq down 166, and the S&P 500 dropped 44 points. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Ed Heldenbrand, candidate for City Council. He's a patriot fighting against the waste of your tax dollars. As a CPA and Chief Financial Officer with over 35 years of experience, Ed understands the importance of managing budgets. By reducing the wasteful spending in the budget, we can lower your city water, sanitation costs, and work to reduce city fees. Roswell's potential is hurt by bad ideas and wasteful spending. Ed Hildebrand will never vote to shut down Roswell. He'll fight the job, education, and freedom-killing mandates from Santa Fe. It's important that taxpayers see improvements in our roads and city services to attract jobs, businesses, tourists, and to create an environment for local businesses to thrive. In Ward 3, you have a choice. Vote Ed Hildebrand, the conservative candidate. With your vote, we can build a better Roswell.
I'm Ed Hildebrand, City Council candidate for Ward 3, asking for your vote on Tuesday, March 1st. It's not about me, it's about we, and I approve this message.
Time to double up and save at Roswell Honda.
Double your refund.
That's right. Roswell Honda wants to double up your tax refund up to $4,000 towards your next vehicle. And with clearance prices across the lot, you can walk in, double up, and drive away today in a 2014 Yukon for just $379 a month, a 2014 Civic for just $249 a month, or a 2017 Escape for just $199 a month. Zero down, no payments for 4 months, free AirPods with a test drive, and double your refund.
Time to double up.
On now at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
When you think of home health care here in Roswell, what's the first thing that pops into your head? That's right, Frontier Medical. We've been doing it better than anyone else for over 20 years. From in-home nursing to physical therapy and so much more. Doctors and hospitals from Albuquerque to Lubbock and everywhere in between have been trusting their patients to us here at Frontier Medical. So when it's time to make a choice, remember Frontier Medical. 575-627-1112. Frontier Medical. Name to remember.
At LeGrand Funeral Chapel, we believe that every funeral should be a reflection of the life it honors. The joys, the triumphs, the faith, the family, and so much more. For us, no detail is too small, no request too big. This is Rosa Aguilar. When the time comes to choose a funeral home, we hope you'll let us serve your family. At LeGrand Funeral Chapel and Crematory, we make it personal.
Austin Industrial is currently seeking a janitorial staff position to work in the Holly Frontier Refinery. You will be responsible for cleaning and sanitizing offices, meeting rooms, bathrooms, kitchen and dining room, and public areas. No minimum education requirements are needed, no experience is required, and pay is $13.50 an hour for this full-time 40-hour-a-week position. Apply at austin-ind.com or call Miss Cookie Look at 832-657-3385. Austin Industrial is an equal employment opportunity employer.
The University of New Mexico is committed to ensuring that residents of our state entering college for the first time can afford to pursue a bachelor's degree with the Lobo First Year Promise. Qualified first-time freshmen who have graduated from a New Mexico high school and have an annual family income of $50,000 or less will have base tuition and fees for full-time enrollment covered for the 22 to 23 academic year. Application deadline is March 1st. The Lobo First Year Promise at the University of New Mexico. Find out more at promise.unm.edu.
Does it ever feel like your doctor isn't listening? Like all they have to offer are pills? You deserve a healthcare provider that listens to you, one that listens to your concerns and works hard to find solutions. Roswell Medical Clinic focuses on functional medicine, working with you to find the root cause of the problem and a solution that works for you, so you can feel better and live happier. Because you deserve it. Trust the providers that listen. Roswell Medical Clinic, 111 West Hobbs in Roswell, or call 623-3311.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin & Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin & Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin & Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Hi, Roswell. I'm Guy Malone, candidate for mayor. Welcome to my non-mudslinging political campaign ad. I want you to visit roswellguy.com to find out about all the good reasons you have to actually vote for someone, not vote against someone. Refreshing idea, hey? Well, I've got lots more where that came from. You know and I know that Roswell is destined for same stuff, different year if we don't vote for positive changes that bring Roswell's politics and economy into the 21st century. Malone for mayor, roswellguy.com. Paid for by Guy Malone for Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. There are 293 ways to make change for $1. Try all 293 on the guy who keeps borrowing money from you. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:51. Stay tuned. Next hour, we're going to have the folks from American Legion Post 61 join us, give us an update on events and things they've got going on. Of course, we'll be talking a lot about this Sunday. Love to invite everyone to come on out to First United Methodist Church Sunday, beginning at 3 p.m. American Legion Post 61 family will be doing their annual presentation of the Four Chaplains ceremony, and we'll explain more about it. I've talked about it on the show here multiple times, but if you're not familiar, we'll tune in next hour. We'll talk more about the story when Jen and Lee and them are here, and we'll chit chat all about it. But it's a very amazing story that these four chaplains and the sacrifices they made. So we're going to talk about that next hour. But the event is happening 3 p.m. Sunday at First United Methodist Church, and love to have it. Doesn't cost anything, it's free. Just come on out and enjoy it. Its ceremony presentation takes about 45 minutes or so. So you'll be done by 4-ish for sure. So
I got about 6 minutes.
About 6
minutes.
What are
you gonna do with me? I'm yours for 6 minutes, Daddy.
And by the way, I also shared on our Facebook pages the Tim Tebow event that the Artesia Chamber of Commerce is putting together.
I've got a little update for you.
See.
So last night I spoke with Patty, who runs our local Area 52.
Oh, cool.
The laser tag.
Yeah, the laser tag and VR place and all that. Yeah.
And she and I'm going to talk to Thomas about this later on. She is gung-ho, full guns blazing, moving forward with the Team Sean versus Team Mike Keepy Uppy Throwdown.
Oh, cool.
That's right.
Cool.
So
now, do we have teams?
What she wants us to do is she wants us to come down, check out the facility.
Okay.
Take a look around. I talked to her. I said we'd work something out and maybe do like a show over there or something.
Yeah.
Just to kind of get the feel for the place and walk the place. And then what we need to do is we need to assemble teams.
Put our stank on it.
Exactly. So what I'm thinking is we need to find out who all wants to do this, and then on a specific Saturday, and what she wants to do. Now we
need shirts, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Full pullback of the curtain. We're actually showing you how the sausage gets made. This is normally what people would have a planning meeting about, but I feel like this should be brought up on the air.
Yeah, let's do it right here.
We need to find out everybody who wants to do it. Right?
All right.
Then on a Saturday, we need to all gather together, probably in like a parking lot, whatever. And me and you need to have
tryouts.
No. Middle school team picks.
Oh, like put everybody against the wall?
Yep.
And then like, I got first pick.
I got Mike Harrington. It's like, I got Freddie Souza. So we need to pick our teams, okay? And we can all tour the facility, whatever.
So are you just throwing a call out to Freddie Sosa and Sheriff Mike Harrington to sign up for our...
Read that however you want to read it, boys. I'm saying the gauntlet has been laid, but anybody who wants to participate. But I'm figuring we get a charity involved. I think this is something big because keepy uppy is like a legitimate sport. I think this is something we could make something of. So we're thinking around the 4th of July for like the 75th for a UFO festival, but plans are working out.
All right, well, keepy uppy.
Put it this way: irons are in the fire.
Okay,
the chicken is in the pot.
New England clam chowder. Is that the white or the red? The white.
The white.
Well, cool. And if you're thinking, what's keepy uppy? Okay. Months ago, we were, doing what we do, doing the show. And I came across a video online called Keepy Uppy. And it was like a legit, Keepy Uppy league. And you feel like, what's Keepy Uppy? The whole point of Keepy Uppy is, and you've all played this, I'm sure, when you were children. Some still playing it as adults, but like myself. But basically, when you get a balloon, not a hot air balloon or a helium-filled balloon, but just like you buy a balloon and you blow it up and tie it off, and you got a balloon. Well, when you were kids, you remember you used to play what we called Keepy Uppy, where you tried to keep the balloon from touching the ground or anything like that, and then you'd have in essence two people going back and forth. They each had to take turns hitting the balloon, and if someone let the balloon hit the ground, then they lose. Well, apparently that's like a league now. Like there is a league, and I'm sure it's not United States. I'm sure it's somewhere in Asia or Europe or something. But they had this league, and they basically set up an arena, and they had like a car and couches, and it made like these setup of these obstacles and the competitors basically run around this little room trying to keep this balloon up while trying to leap over couches and everything else doing it. It was mesmerizingly fun to watch. I was like, this is kind of... So Sean and I were like, well, so the fine folks at Area 52, it looks like they're amenable to seeing if we can put something together here. So more to come. We'll figure it out. We got to get the salespeople in, and they just don't let me do fun stuff without people trying to make money off of it. That's kind of how this works. But we're going to figure that out. I'm in. So any keepy uppy players out there, just kind of start assembling. And let's see if we can get some team Mike, team Sean, keepy uppy. I want to get cool T-shirts. Sean, Thomas is our T-shirt guy. I'm going to see if he can work up something for us. I like it. Pretty cool. A little more to come on that one. Hey, also this Sunday, happening, the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. They've got a book signing and short presentation that would love to have folks come out to. It's going to be awesome. Donna Blake Burchell, she's an author, historian. She hails from... we joke every time, but it kind of is what it is. John LeMay, of course, many folks know him through the Historical Society, author here, historian, and purveyor there at the Historical Society. Well, Donna is kind of the Carlsbad and Eddy County version of of John LeMay, our very own John. So both authors. Donna's written some amazing books. Some of her ones, one in the past that really gets a lot of run is her Wicked Women. So he's talk about outlaws and things, and there's always dudes. So she's got a whole book about women outlaws and stuff. She's got her haunted history books that are very popular. Well, she has a new book, and it's called New Mexico Ghost Towns, and it's a great book. I've kind of seen some of the parts on it, and she's going to be doing a presentation on the book and a book signing this Sunday from 2 to 3:30 p.m., and it's going to be happening at the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico's Archives facility, which is located at 208 North Lee, which is actually right next door to the J.P. White House, the museum. They're actually right there. Where the museum is on the corner of Lee and 2nd. Well, then there's a little parking lot right next there, and then right on that is the archives facility, and that's where it'll take place. John LeMay will also be there signing books and things like that too. But you can pre-order or get a copy of the book at the event, or you can get it right now. You can go online to roswellnmhistory.org, order that book and any of our other books, along with John's books and many of our other local authors. But you'll be able to get a copy there while supplies last, of course. And come on, and I'll tell you, it's fun to talk with Donna, with John. They have such passions for history, and they're both so very knowledgeable on things that happen around here, and it's just fun to have those discussions. So mark it on your calendars, but try to make it, maybe hang out over at the Historical Society, and then about 3 o'clock mosey on over to a block over to First United Methodist Church for our Fort Chaplain ceremony. So got your Sunday plan. All right, it is closing in on 9 o'clock, time for Town Hall News. We'll be back on the other side. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Ukraine's government thinking about declaring a state of emergency as the Russian troop buildup continues along the Ukraine frontier, and Vladimir Putin's forces have occupied a couple of regions of Ukraine that the Russian leader views as independent republics. Correspondent Mike Ross.
Russian forces have moved into rebel-held areas in eastern Ukraine after Putin said he was recognizing the independence of the separatist regions. Led by the United States, Western powers drew the proverbial line in the sand, with President Biden announcing
the first tranche of sanctions to impose cost on Russia.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken canceled talks with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov that would have been held in Geneva later this week. Ominously, Russian lawmakers have authorized Putin to use military force outside Russian borders.
A number of U.S. allies hitting Russia with sanctions. Same time, though, correspondent Charles De Ledesma says that Beijing's ties with Moscow are strengthening.
Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Hua Chunying says China is opposed to new unilateral sanctions imposed on Russia, reiterating a long-standing Chinese position.
A biting Republican response to the Biden moves against Russia. Senator Lindsey Graham tweets the sanctions outlined are woefully inadequate to deter Putin's efforts to redraw the European map and dismember a neighboring democracy. Nearly 2 years after the botched police raid that killed Breonna Taylor in Louisville, the only officer facing criminal charges now standing trial, a now former officer charged with wanton endangerment. The Philadelphia Police Union filing suit against the city law that bans officers from pulling over drivers for low-level offenses, saying the law illegally preempts existing state laws on traffic violations. Watching Wall Street, stocks have slipped into the red. The Dow down 65 points, the Nasdaq off 87, the S&P 16 points lower. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 3388 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 3388. Enjoy.
Massachusetts Subaru dealers selling the automaker's 2022 models -1 high-tech feature.
That's in-car wireless technology that connects drivers to music, navigation, roadside assistance, and crash-avoiding sensors. Subaru and Kia have disabled their telematics systems rather than run afoul of a voter-backed law to give independent mechanics more access to a car's repair data. It mirrors a broader battle over who has the right to repair increasingly complex electronic products, from iPhones to tractors.
Correspondent Jeremy House. Tonga back online, its main internet connection to the rest of the world finally restored more than 5 weeks after a huge volcanic eruption and tsunami severed a crucial undersea cable. 3 people in Tonga were killed by the January 15th tsunami, dozens of homes destroyed, drinking water tainted. Townhall.com. The National Basketball Association marking its 75th season. Some of the league's past stars amazed at its evolution.
The NBA's first MVP, Milwaukee St. Louis Hawks star Bob Pettit, played 11 seasons. At age 89, he's still a big NBA fan and thinks the league has a bright future.
The players are going to be better. There are going to be more of them. They're going to jump higher. They're going to drill three-point. As good as they are today, they'll be even better.
But former ABA and NBA star Rick Barry, who admits being a basketball purist, wishes refs would enforce the rules strictly.
It's an incredible game. The athletes are incredible. What they can do is incredible. But they're getting away with murder. And I blame the officials.
Barry also says he'd be a better player with today's coaching and training. I'm Norman Hall.
The Dow down 75 points, NASDAQ off 93. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres Inviernos.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Wednesday.
Yes.
Welcome to it. Mm-hmm. Hopefully it's going swimmingly for you.
So far, so swimming.
Yeah. Oh, so something else I haven't really talked about that my wife and I are now watching on Hulu.
Oh, okay.
Pam and Tommy. Mm-hmm. It's a Netflix series. It's
right.
Not Netflix. I'm sorry. Hulu series original. Right. And it stars Seth Rogen and Nick Offerman.
Right.
I don't know the actors who play Pam and Tommy.
Simon Rex? Not Simon Rex.
I don't. The people they got to play Tommy and Pam, I don't know who they are.
Hang on. Who are the actors in the Pam and Tommy Lee Hulu series?
But the main characters, as far as the dialogue, mostly are
Sebastian Stan plays Tommy Lee. Lily James is Pamela Anderson.
Okay.
Yeah. But the big names are Nick Offerman and Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Essentially. Let's see. Dice is in it.
Yeah, Dice Clay has a cameo in it.
Mm-hmm. Is he? No. As himself?
No.
Really?
No.
Okay.
He actually plays an unsavory character.
Because that was right around the time that Dice was big.
He's kind of... No. He plays a a part where he's basically a shady film producer with possible loan shark ties to the mob guy. He's basically he loans the money to the guys that release the tape, and that's what the whole premise of the show is the sex tape that was released, their sex tape,
and kind of the business that surrounded it, and kind of all the stuff that happened behind the scenes,
and that's what it is, and it's pretty entertaining. It's out there now. It's not for kids.
Ooh, no
kids. It's nudity.
Well, you would imagine
it's
anything,
talking about sex tapes.
Yeah,
so
anything involving the Pam and Tommy Lee story is not going to be recommended for family viewing.
Common sense, but it is full on nudity, including things you may or may not want to see. Yes, Sean. When I mentioned it to him the other day, he goes, correct me if I'm wrong, is there a scene where they do this? And I said, yes, there is.
Yes.
And
involving, there's a famous Broadway show called The Puppetry of the Penis from years ago.
Yeah.
So it's that, essentially.
It's in the vein of that.
I could talk about that because that's a Broadway show. That's fine. It's like I could say vagina monologues on the air. It's not feel too guilty.
It's that. But to be honest, it's kind of entertaining. I kind of dig the story. I kind of dig... and by the way, it's dummies, sleazy dummies.
Right.
It really it's
anybody who's in that business though. You got to imagine there's just a level of just slime to them.
It really the story is almost being told through the Seth Rogen character. That's kind of your main guy in this, and so he's your protagonist, if you want to call one, in this show. And so, despite him doing dumb, nefarious things, they paint it like at least he had justification, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so it's a big bag of people stink, but it's pretty entertaining. So
I'm genuinely intrigued to check it out. I'm just
they've got one episode.
Right
the second to last episode of the season dropped last night, and then next week they're going to drop the final episode of the season. But it's okay. It's not bad. It's worth checking out. It's my wife. It's hard to get my wife into TV shows that we can both watch, so we got her into that one. So I was pretty happy about that. But yeah, it's Pam and Tommy if you like that whole story, and it's kind of reminiscent for me because of seeing all the 80s and 90s references in there and seeing how they bring that back, and just even seeing because Tommy obviously is the drummer for Motley Crue during that time, so to have to see the other members of the band being portrayed by actors is kind of neat to see if they're in their renditions of it. Yes, Roy.
So I have a question. Is it reminiscent of The People versus O.J. Simpson?
A little bit. It's got the same vibe kind of thing. The story is told a little differently though. But yes, it's got that vibe of you getting behind the scenes of big events of the time period. It's not as celebrity laden as The People versus OJ was. They were throwing everybody and their uncle in that thing.
Yeah.
This has got a hint of that, but not to that level.
Okay, I just want to know that.
Yeah. I'm trying to think the credits of the people that did it. I just don't remember them right now. There was they had the movies. They said from the makers of blah blah. I was like, oh yeah, I know that, and bring you this. I just don't remember what those were right off the top of my head. But there's stuff you'd recognize.
Who plays Pamela?
That's a saying. It's a no name. He just said the actress.
It looks just
name.
like her.
Yeah, the Tommy Lee and Pamela, they're unknown actresses.
I think Tommy is Sebastian Stan from the Marvel movies.
Oh, is he famous?
Yeah, he's he's known for doing Winter Soldier and Captain America.
Oh, is that him?
Yeah, I think
so. He didn't look. Well, I guess because he's looking like Tommy Lee, I didn't recognize.
He's also
him.
in I, Tonya as the boyfriend of.
Speaking of, that was the movie. The people that did I, Tonya did this. If you've seen I, Tonya, that was the movie, which by the way is on Hulu as well. If you've never seen I, Tonya, that's a pretty good movie.
Cool.
It's it's very much like I, Tonya. Now that you say that, it's Galooly but a series. It's Jeff Galooly with a different guy. It's the same dumb, rednecky idiot type behavior. So I I do like it, even though my review doesn't sound like it, but I actually do kind of enjoy it and dig it. So anyway, it is 12 minutes after 9 o'clock. Jen and Lee with American Legion Post 61 family going to join us here in just a few minutes. We got lots to talk about with this Sunday. We got our Fort Chaplain ceremony. We got scholarships going on. We got all kind of stuff happening. So we'll give you all the updates there in just a few. Later on, we'll get you up to date with news and town hall business and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Gusty wind and cool temperatures again today with a cold front moving into eastern New Mexico. We'll be in the mid to upper 40s, wind gusting to 30 miles per hour, but we should have sunshine. Pretty cold for the overnight hours and windy. Our low dropping to about 20 and clear. Then we'll be getting sunshine on Thursday. Afternoon high stays in the mid 50s to around 60. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 20 degrees. Hey, we're up to 20 now here in Roswell. It's been like holding steady at 17, 18 for a while. Now we're up to 20. Humidity is at 34%. Winds are out of the northeast at 8 miles per hour. 44 our expected high today, so it's going to remain cool. Will be sunny. Winds will be out of the east 10 to 20, so a little breezy today. Tonight, mostly clear with an overnight low of 23. Southeast winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. For your Thursday, a little warmer, 59, near 60 tomorrow, but it's going to be windy. Northwest winds 10 to 15 in the morning, 15 to 20, gusting as high as 30 miles per hour tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow night, mostly clear with an overnight low of 21 degrees. Northwest winds 10 to 15, dropping down 5 to 10 after midnight. And then 55 and mostly sunny for Friday. South winds 10 to 15 for the afternoon. And then for your weekend, sunny on Saturday with a high of 56. Sunny on Sunday with a high of 63. And then they say we'll be back in the low 70s when you head back to work and school on Monday and Tuesday of next week. So we'll see how that shapes up. All right, it is 9:15. Let's go ahead and take a 4-minute break, and then we'll talk American Legion Post 61 with Jen and Lee on the other side. Don't go away.
We're rolling out the red, white, and blue carpet for Big O's President's Day sale, bringing you the very best deals from the biggest brands. From February 21st to the 27th, shop select sets of Michelin tires at your neighborhood Big O and get a $70 reward card. But that's not all. We're also giving you free installation. You deserve the presidential treatment, and that's exactly what we offer. Head to Big O for trusted service, expert auto care, and great prices on tires, brakes, oil changes, and more. This week only, get a $70 reward card when you buy select Michelin tires, plus free basic installation. Shop the President's Day sale at your local Big O, February 21st through the 27th. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Not valid with other offers. Disposal fees extra and at the 10% shop fee based on non-discounted regular retail price not to exceed $35 where permitted. Void where prohibited. Additional retailer offer advertised within is independent from the manufacturer's offer. Upgraded installation packages available at additional cost. See store for details.
Ed Heldenbrand, candidate for City Council. He's a patriot fighting against the waste of your tax dollars. As a CPA and Chief Financial Officer with over 35 years of experience, Ed understands the importance of managing budgets. By reducing the wasteful spending in the budget, we can lower your city water, sanitation costs, and work to reduce city fees. Roswell's potential is hurt by bad ideas and wasteful spending. Ed Hildebrand will never vote to shut down Roswell. He'll fight the job, education, and freedom-killing mandates from Santa Fe. It's important that taxpayers see improvements in our roads and city services to attract jobs, businesses, tourists, and to create an environment for local businesses to thrive. In Ward 3, you have a choice. Vote Ed Heldenbrand, the conservative candidate. With your vote, we can build a better Roswell.
I'm Ed Heldenbrand, City Council candidate for Ward 3, asking for your vote on Tuesday, March 1st. It's not about me, it's about we, and I approve this message.
At Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium, we honor and pay tribute to the achievements of your loved one by celebrating the life you shared together. Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium is compassionate and cares about our local community and the families we serve here in southeastern New Mexico. Locally owned and operated, we will be here to help you decide how to celebrate the bond you've shared and pay tribute to the unique individual you've lost. Visit us at 2609 South Main in Roswell or call 622-5888.
Have you been dealing with stress or anxiety lately? Don't let that stop you from getting the dental work done that you know needs to happen. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental, and every day we help people just like you have a relaxing and pain-free experience with IV sedation. Just imagine a dental experience where you don't remember the needles or the drills. If that's what you're looking for, we can help. Let us ease your stress and create the best dental experience ever.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main or call 622-4455.
I'm Alicia Gilmore, candidate for City Council Ward 4. I'm a proud citizen of Roswell, and I want to see our community grow. That starts with the focus on growing our economy, reducing crime, and focusing on infrastructure. Roswell is our home, and for too long, problems like crime, road conditions, and economic stagnancy have plagued Roswell's growth. I want to make it my focus to bring attention to these issues and to make Roswell a better place for all of our families. I'm Alicia Gilmore, asking for your vote for Ward 4 on March 1st, and I approve this message.
Hi, Roswell. I'm Guy Malone, candidate for mayor. Welcome to my non-mudslinging political campaign ad. I want you to visit roswellguy.com to find out about all the good reasons you have to actually vote for someone, not vote against someone. Refreshing idea, hey? Well, I've got lots more where that came from. You know and I know that Roswell is destined for same stuff, different year if we don't vote for positive changes that bring Roswell's politics and economy into the 21st century. Malone for mayor, roswellguy.com. Paid for by Guy Malone for Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The U.S. Treasury once considered producing donut-shaped coins. They instead decided to go with coin-shaped donuts. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 19 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in the studio this morning from American Legion Post 61 family, we have Legion Commander Lee. And then also we have our president of our auxiliary, Jen, back with us. Good morning, guys.
Hey there. Good morning. How are you?
I always try to get the nomenclature right, because I just prefer to get, there's Jen, she runs this, she runs that. But then I got to say the president, get the proper terminologies here for those
very
that
kind
aren't,
of you, but
or for those that aren't in the circle and don't know.
That's true.
I have so many different colored hats, it's hard to know who I'm representing at every one moment.
You could almost fashionize with your hats. Like, you'd be like, I got a white today, I'm going to go with a nice white. You can almost color coordinate depending on the meeting.
That's true. Very true.
Well, and I don't even have my new one yet.
Yeah. Although you might need a little more orange in your wardrobe if you're going to go to Sun's events there.
That's
that
true.
hat's got
Gold.
Yeah. Is that gold?
It's a gold hat, yeah.
I thought it was orange. I have to look on that. I have to go
They
look.
call it gold, but it looks very
It
orange.
looks orange to me.
It doesn't look orange to me. It's gold.
Okay.
All right. I'll have to look. Now I got it. I saw orange when I saw it. So I don't know. Anyway, first off, I do want to you want to do four chaplains first, since that's kind of the most pressing thing coming up here.
Sure.
This Sunday, beginning at 3 p.m., we would love to invite everyone to come out for a free presentation. It's called the Four Chaplains Ceremony, and we do it every year during February. American Legion wide. This is something the American Legion's picked up, and I'll let you guys kind of fill in the story here a little bit more. But basically, these four chaplains went above and beyond on the USS Dorchester, which it was a transport ship.
Yeah, USAT Dorchester.
Sorry, I got the Dorchester. Again, titles.
Yeah, the Four Chaplains, they actually have a Four Chaplains Day, and I believe this year it was February 3rd.
Okay.
But due to scheduling conflicts and everything, this weekend is kind of when we could
Sure.
honor that
February
day.
turned out to be a busy month. And,
It did,
And we
yes.
don't want to compete with Super Bowl. And,
Oh, yeah.
And because we know.
Yeah.
Would you like to come to a Four Chaplains ceremony? Oh, by the way, it's right before the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Well, the actual event took place on 2 February 1943.
Gotcha.
So
that's why we try to go it right around that time.
We try to hold it to February, but anyway, it's not a church service. It's more of a celebration of life for these four individuals.
Sure.
So I know a lot of people get turned off if it's it's too religious, or it's like a funeral kind of a thing, and it's not that at all.
No. It's really something that happened, 60, whatever, how many years ago that was. And we want
77
yeah.
years ago.
We want to make sure that what they did does not get forgotten. And that's to me, at the end of the day, that's why we do this, is to remind people this is why America's great, because individuals like these 4 people are part of it and do what they do to make the sacrifices they make. And that, to me, that's really what it's. Yeah, it's not about mourning the death of these folks or talking about the tragedy of the ship being going down.
Really, what we're discussing is the sacrifice.
Yeah, the human spirit in times of crisis, and that's what this ceremony celebrates. And we tell the story of the 4 chaplains during the ceremony. We give backgrounds of each of the chaplains, and they're all. It's literally set up like a joke. A rabbi, a priest, and a walk into a bar. It almost is that feel to it, but. It really, these 4 chaplains and what they do, and then of course we tell the story of the Dorchester. It takes about 45 minutes.
Something like that, yeah.
So you come in at 3, you'll be done before, and we'd love to have you come and sit. It doesn't cost you anything. If you'd like to make a donation to the post, we'd love to have that. But you know what? Don't worry about it. That's not what we're here for. If you just so happen to be there and want to do that, it's convenient. Love to, but you're not under any obligation to.
Nope,
just
not
love
whatsoever.
You come out.
Yeah, even if you just want to find out what we do,
Sure.
Happy.
Yeah, if you want to learn more about us and be a part of our family, that's a great place to come and visit too. We'll be on our best behavior that day.
Well, but you. Yeah.
May I'm hit or miss.
Just to help out, the USAT, United States Army Transport.
Yes, Army Transport.
So, as opposed to USS, which is United States Ship, which is Navy.
And correct me if I'm, not correct me wrong, but explain to me why they weren't eligible for Medal of Honor. That's the part I always get a little
because this technically wasn't in battle.
Okay.
The thing is, yes, it was battle related as far as everybody else is concerned.
It feels a little semantical.
It wasn't officially in a battle type situation.
Yeah, because they were heading to war, so to speak.
Well, they were sitting between the waters of Greenland and Newfoundland, and they were kind of being transported. It wasn't a.
Yeah, it was just.
It wasn't a battleship. It wasn't in theater. It wasn't expected to run into a German U-boat out there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but it did happen during World War II. I don't know. It's just
I know. But Congress decided that since they couldn't award the Congressional Medal of Honor, they would do something else. So they developed a one-time medal for these 4 individuals, and it carries the same weight.
Gotcha.
As the CMA.
And then obviously, like I mentioned earlier, American Legion globally has kind of adopted this as one of their mantras to tell this story and to keep their memory in the public life.
Stay
so
aware.
to speak. Yeah, absolutely. So please come out, check it out. I think you're going to love hearing the story, and I think once you come out of there, you're going to have, just a perspective. It's going to put your life in perspective a little bit. You're going to think about what these sacrifices these folks made, and hopefully I think it kind of puts a renewed spirit in America with you a little bit, just
patriotism.
Yeah, and it's like and in some instances I say pass the baton too, because the young folks, we're here now doing our thing, but the folks that are kids in school, right? We're going to hand them that baton after once we're sitting on our front lawns yelling at kids on grass and all that stuff.
Rocking chair.
Yeah. These are going to be the individuals that are going to have to pick up that baton and carry that mantle. And so,
well, what I find fascinating is here in New Mexico, this story hasn't really been told very often.
Yeah.
And other places I've been, this is like the staple.
Gotcha.
So we started doing it, and as people become more and more aware, then are like, they want to learn about the story. They want to be a part of the story. So, until you actually hear the story for the first time, a lot of people say, "Oh," and then they listen to it. It's like, man, that's a story.
Yeah, it is. I'm surprised there isn't a movie. I'm really.
It would make an awesome movie.
I know online they have videos and reenactments and all kinds of stuff.
I didn't know. I'm just surprised Spielberg or one of these guys didn't get there and retell the tale of the Dorchester.
Isn't that too patriotic?
I don't know, but it would make an awesome movie.
But I mean, if you loved, any of the other, Saving Private Ryan's on down, I mean, it's got to fall in the vein of that story right there.
Yeah, it could for sure.
Dunkirk. I mean, come on, he's
Bridge Too Far.
Yeah. I mean,
but see, Hollywood doesn't really make those movies anymore.
Well, they're not as many. But I was thinking with Dunkirk showing up, and
I know,
a
but it
couple of
doesn't follow the.
You need to put it on
the
Tom
script.
Hanks and Spielberg's radar. Once that happens, magic will happen. They'll start cranking out movies. Ron Howard, maybe.
Yeah,
That's another one.
he does some good ones too.
Yeah.
But we're going to be telling that story at the First United Methodist Church.
Yes, this Sunday at 3 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Like matter of fact, we were talking. I kind of got your Sunday planned. If you want to pop on over to the historical side for Donna Blake Birchall's book signing, that's from 2 to 3:30 over there on Lee Street. Then just head a block, back towards Maine or so, and then go to First United Methodist Church there at 3. So show up at 2.
But remember, today at 11.
Yes.
If you're a veteran or a first responder, you could swim for free at 11 o'clock.
Beginning at 11 today?
Yeah.
Now, is that just today, or is that?
No, it's going to be recurring.
Okay. So
I don't know if they're going to change the date or the day or whatever. I was just talking to Louis about it this morning.
Okay.
And I guess he had been working with Jim Cassidy, who just retired, and they got approval for it.
Good.
So
Okay.
this is going to happen.
Is that going to be a weekly thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he was saying this morning about they're going to have pain management specialists on hand
There's
during that
a
time.
physical therapist, yeah.
So that's what he said.
Okay.
He said pain management.
Some offering some services and things, connections to people that may need some of that stuff.
Veterans, you need this stuff?
And that's
Get it over there.
And that's at the Roswell Recreation Aquatic Center. Meeting at 11 a.m. this
11
morning.
11 a.m. as of today.
Very good. Yeah.
That's what I'm being told.
And then I'm sure once you're there, they'll give you a schedule what days of the week they're going to be doing this. So for future ones, you can plan accordingly here.
If nothing else, come hang out with some other veterans. You get to chat and swim and maybe get some help with some pain that you're having.
Absolutely. Do they let them use all the whole rec center there, or just swim in, or?
My understanding
Okay,
is
so if you want to go do a
it's 1
workout,
hour.
or
Oh, I don't know about that.
play basketball.
I
or
think
something?
it's the swim.
Okay, I got you.
Is what the focus
Well,
is,
ask
I
when you
think.
get there if you want to do more.
Yeah.
Say, worst thing you can say is
But
no.
I do know that they offer one great veterans discount to join the aquatic center anyway.
Oh, good.
So you get not only you get that, but then you get a free hour a week.
Nice.
So
I can tell you this: if you want to learn more information about getting passes and things for aquatic center, or really anything recreation in the city, from zoo stuff to museum stuff, RoswellConnect.com is the website you go to. RoswellConnect.com. And that's where all of the recreation, like when they do like events at the zoo or whatever, you wanted to get tickets for it, that's where you'll go to get it. So, and same thing, if you want to get your season passes or day passes or whatever for the Recreation Aquatic Center, Roswell Connect's got that for you. So match your keys there, and you can probably learn more about the veterans discount and all that there too. I would assume.
I would think so.
Yeah. So good deal.
Cool.
Excellent. So
Thank
don't
you
forget
for
that. Yeah. You want to talk scholarships a little bit? Put that on people's radar?
Yeah, we got basically we got 5 this year.
Awesome.
We have a legacy of $1,500 that we need to go, and then we have 4 $2,500 scholarships that need to be delivered. Just contact us. The paperwork and stuff, the deadlines and all that are on the website.
Okay.
But basically, it's free money.
Absolutely. And this is for STEM related. So
anything STEM or first responder related.
Yes.
Yes. So police, fire, nursing,
paramedics, police officers, firefighters, anything
science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
So STEM and first responder, any of those kind of things. It's also open to high school and college students. So if you're already in college, or probably if you're going to college, high school senior about to go to college,
Even if you're just doing a career change and you're a veteran or somehow family related to a veteran, please take a look at the requirements and put in your.
If you're going to college or
application.
secondary school of any kind, it could be trade school, could be anything that's secondary education that meets that criteria. You're eligible to apply.
The only real sticking point here, well, other than you have to have a veteran connection.
Yes.
Is you have to have a declared major.
Okay.
We're not just funding just anybody.
Right. We want to make sure that's where
we're
you're
funding
going.
leaders.
Gotcha.
Okay. So, and that's our focus.
Okay. I will invite you to go to roswelllegion.org. There you'll find the applications, all the information about the scholarship.
Yes.
And in all fairness, all information about our post-61 family, too.
And don't be afraid of the deadline dates and all that stuff. Just submit. We'll get it to you. We'll figure it out.
Gotcha.
Because we're paying the college anyway.
Right. Yeah, the money goes direct to the institution.
So, I mean, this can go towards books or fees or whatever, as long as it's to your account.
Yeah. Very good. But please look up the criteria. You will be writing a short essay, so please put some thought and time into that. And then, of course, like you said, the military connection. You do have to have an immediate family member, or you yourself is served.
Yeah,
or served.
parents, grandparents.
It's
kids, somebody.
The thing is that it follows the rules of membership of the American Legion, the Sons of the American Legion, or the American Legion Auxiliary.
Gotcha.
As long as you qualify in any of those veins, which those are pretty wide veins at this point, you qualify.
Absolutely.
Now,
And membership is not required, although, of course, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, if you'd love to be a member of our post, you're
the
right.
thing is, if you had a parent or whatever, or grandparent serve in World War I, or if a member of your lineage has served between December 7th, 1941 and today, you're in.
Yeah.
I mean, I just signed up a member this weekend. He didn't even realize he qualified for membership in the American Legion for the
great.
Sons. And 5 minutes later, he was a member.
Nice.
So,
Very good. Well, and so please come, and like I said, if you have more questions, come join us Sunday out at First United Methodist Church, and you want to talk with us more, but we'll be happy to talk to you before or after about that, too.
Yeah. And a little message to all of you commitment-phobic people. The money alone helps veterans and their children. You don't have to come to a meeting. You don't have to come and do things. You don't have to be active.
Yeah.
Your money.
We'd love
your
you to.
money
You don't
talks.
Yeah. We'd love to have you come and be a part of our family.
We would love that, but
'Cause help
if
is always
you don't
needed.
have the time, you don't have whatever.
Trust me, that's how I know, because I got my finger about 20 different pulses. I try to go to meetings and things, but I can't get involved in many of the other things that the Post does, like the memory law and stuff and stuff. I don't have the time.
Well, you don't have the time. You work on Saturdays.
Yeah, I work whenever. Yeah, I have weird hours. So some Saturdays I'm
the
booked, some
truth
I'm
of the
not.
matter is, the money that you give the organization is enough. Anything above and beyond that is gravy.
Yeah.
You want the camaraderie. You want to come to the meetings. You want to find out what's going on. First Thursdays at 6 p.m. That's our meeting.
Yep. And this next one coming up in March is actually going to be a joint meeting between
Okay.
the Auxiliary, the Sons, and the Legion.
Yeah,
Which is next Thursday, right?
It is,
One
yes.
week from tomorrow.
Yeah. So if you want to get to know kind of everybody's
there.
there,
So.
come say hi.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you join us.
Yeah, we get underway about 6 p.m. Just
Yeah,
come
at
on.
the First United Methodist Church.
Yeah, just come on and be a part of it. Sit back, listen, enjoy, partake, whatever, and just see what we're all about and see what we do. Because and I'll tell you, the Post 61, we're service driven. That's we do a lot with children. We do memory law and cemeteries. Kind of been our big adoption project that we've had over the last year.
It's a big project.
As the sun starts coming out again, and the grass starts growing.
Yeah,
we're gonna need Roswell's help.
When spring springs, we're
going
gonna
to
need some
be
help.
a lot more out there. We've been painting fence. We've been,
dealing with
helping
water
out,
irrigation
moving
and
the
all
stuff
kind of,
and the irrigation, all that stuff. So, but anyway, that's going to start up hot and heavy here pretty soon.
Yeah.
And then and like I said, come be a part. Look, come see what we do. We really Veterans Parade. That's something we partner with with
We're going to start planning that here come, I think, what is it, May?
Yeah, with American Legion Post 28, that's kind of together we do that every year.
Right, and hopefully the VFW and other veterans organizations will get involved.
Partner up with us too, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's not just a Legion event, it's for veterans.
It's
all
Veterans Day. We're all veterans. And
Yes.
all veterans should be honored on this day. So
Indeed.
And also Post 61 on Veterans Day and on Memorial Day, we will be meeting out at Memory Lawn doing push-ups for recognition of suicide.
Yeah, suicide awareness.
Yeah.
Suicide awareness.
Hopefully you all have to do less push-ups instead of
Yeah,
more.
last time it was 22.
Yeah, and I've heard it's coming close to 23 now.
Oh,
I thought I heard that.
I know. But
really
now that
hoping
we've
it
got
gets
this mask restriction repealed here in town, hopefully that'll start reversing this trend in New Mexico.
It's just a reminder. Watch out for your family, man. Just keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
We don't know what people are going through sometimes, and just, if you see things that aren't normal, don't ignore it.
Isolation is the worst possible thing for someone who's depressed. So
idle minds can create some idle thoughts, and sometimes those can drive. You know what I mean? You get to thinking.
Yeah, you get wrapped up in your own mind, and sometimes you can get ugly.
Your what's real and what's perceived kind of meld together there and creates problems. Yeah. So. But love to have folks come be a part. Come out next Thursday to our meeting. Come be a part of it. Or if you can't wait, come out Sunday. Come out to our.
Or you can do both. Yeah, that works.
Yeah,
too.
I'd love to have. I would love to. You know what? I would love to see. Like we do a 4 chaplains, and it's like standing room only in the chapel.
That would be
there.
wonderful.
That would be an
We're
amazing
not there yet,
thing.
but that would be wonderful
That
to
would
see.
be amazing. But
Yeah.
I'd love to have.
Come
the same
surprise
people
us,
come.
Roswell.
Bet you $5 that don't happen.
I agree with you, but I would love to put that challenge. I say, look, come out and see this. It's an hour of your time.
Come meet Mike Winters.
There you go. I'll be there. I'll be speaking. This football season's over. There's
That's
no
right.
Sunday football afternoon to get yelling at the TV about. So what do you got? Come on down.
Come do something patriotic.
Come celebrate America with us a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. What else do we want to cover? We got scholarships. We got
Legion's birthday, March 15th or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, the American Legion's turning
102?
102, 103.
103.
Yeah.
103, yeah, because we were
1919.
established 1919. So.
Yeah.
103.
103.
Yeah, we're looking pretty good for our age.
Not too bad. Where's our Social Security check, by the way?
Right.
Been getting that for years
I
now.
have no control over that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Is there anything else we want to put on the radars right now?
Well, I know 28th's going to have a dance here pretty soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
think they
it was
had
supposed
to-
to be Valentine's Day, but then
I
they
think COVID
postponed
kinda-
it. I think COVID did it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
It's going to
COVID
come
happened.
up in March.
Okay. Well, hopefully we get more info there.
District meeting coming up.
Yeah, and I want to encourage folks to vote and contact your representatives and things, because while the American Legion is not political, we do advocate for veterans and their families and all of that. So if you have a concern, if you have questions, contact your congressman, contact your representative, and let them know what's going on, because unless they hear from us, they have nothing to go on, and they go on with what they think is going to work.
Absolutely.
And it may not always be.
Yeah,
So.
and just from my experience in what I do in radio and just where I'm at, I find that especially when you get higher Congress on up, more national stage, or something outside of our little community here.
Right.
Election years, they tend to be more perceptive to listen.
Yeah.
Presidential election.
Yeah. Those two.
Because we have an election year this year, but this is midterms. And
But this year we will have governor race. We'll have some state. I mean, it's a bigger. It's not presidential, but it's a bigger one. But all these people tend to be more warm and welcoming and perceptive to listening.
Yeah.
You know what you're saying, receptive to listening, and so now's a good time to try to get bees and bonnets and things like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, what comes of it, who knows? I mean, there's a lot of lip service going on out there, but
It happens, yeah.
But,
But
let's
if
see.
enough people contact them or saying the same things, that, hey, this is what we want, this is what we need, this is what we want you to do, then, they're more likely to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, reach out. And of course, with this municipal election here, I say it every time: go vote, vote educated. I don't.
happened yesterday, though?
Well, it's early voting. It's still going, but
I thought that
actual
was the
election
last
day.
day.
No, Tuesday. This upcoming Tuesday.
Oh, upcoming Tuesday.
March 1st is election day.
Yeah. The American Legion cannot advocate candidates, but we do advocate that you get out the vote.
Yeah. I really don't care.
It's your civic duty.
I really don't care who you vote for if you have logical reasons for voting that way. I hate when I say, "Why'd you pick that person?" Well, I saw their signs a lot, or
Well, the best part about
I heard
being
so-and-so
American
like
is you don't have to justify who you voted for.
you don't have to, but I'm asking you to, because you know what I mean. And not justify is not. All I'm saying is have a reason. That's what I mean. I hate. You can put too many.
You mean blind voting? Like
Yeah, you could put too many people in power that don't know what the heck they're doing by not doing your research. So do your research.
Yeah.
And pick people that line up with what you believe in, that believe in what you believe in, will do the things that you believe in.
Yeah, whatever that might be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I guess my problem is listening to politicians. They say one thing and do something completely different when they get into office.
That
can
is
happen, yes.
very true. Yes, it is, and probably will be true long after we're long from this earth. So.
Yes. But on a different topic, the American Legion Auxiliary is still working on our Quilt of Valor.
Oh, great.
Yes. So we just need to have folks, if you know of a veteran who was touched by war in some way,
Okay.
please submit their name so that we can pull a name out of hat, or however we're going to decide that. We haven't figured that one out yet.
Okay.
But we need a recipient, and it's not a gift, it's an award,
Okay.
because what they did in their time in the service is important, and their
Absolutely.
sacrifice is appreciated, and it's the way that we can say thank you.
A token. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a token. It's basically, the Quilt of Valor is a nonprofit organization that started this, but it's something that a lot of folks in the U.S. get involved in.
Sure.
And because there's...
They like the cause. They like what it
yes,
stands
exactly.
for. Yeah.
And because it lines up so beautifully with the auxiliary's mission as well as Legion, we decided to participate.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we're finishing
And I
up
know
our
that
Quilt of
the
Valor.
Auxiliary for 61 here is requesting donations of fabric.
Yes,
Okay.
fabric or money for fabric.
So if you'd like to donate, either, like you said, cash, or if you got some fabric that
And
you
you
can
got
donate.
you got
Yep.
some fabric laying around that is not doing anything for you.
Sure.
You know, maybe donate it to the American Legion, because we can turn it into something good.
Yeah, we use it as fundraisers for our projects
Yeah,
and things that we
absolutely.
do. And of course, we'll, Quilt of Valors and that
I
kind of
imagine when the weather warms up here and we start seeing like farmers market and
Oh,
things
yes.
like that happen.
Oh, we'll be there.
We'll be back out and about visiting and meeting folks and giving, selling some of our different homemade items that help support what we do. So.
Yeah. We've had some generous donations of fabric over the last year or so from some of our members and some of the folks in the community.
Yeah.
Calico Cow.
Yes,
Yeah.
Angel from Calico Cow has been very generous in that
Yeah,
regard.
we've had some great people that really support what we do.
So Easy Sewing.
Yeah, So Easy Sewing has
Yeah.
been a big help.
Well, might be knocking again soon here. So.
Well, I mean, a lot of people don't realize that even little minor things, the American Legion can turn that into something.
Yeah, even just your scraps, it's like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this.
And if you
we'll
have
make
any,
chickens out of it or
if you
something.
have any old stuffed animals or new stuffed animals
Yes.
that you'd like to donate, we're always collecting stuffed animals. We donate them to the police and the sheriff's department because
They keep on hand, yeah.
Children going through, little mini traumas, they give them a little toy and it helps them get through it.
Sure.
So
Yeah, it brings a little bit of fun in a
car
chaotic
accidents
situation.
or
Yeah.
what
Some
have you.
comfort when things are falling apart.
Something to focus on instead of the
Yes.
tragedy of what's going on.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're putting out the word. We really we're very low on our stuffed animals right now.
Okay, so we need to replenish.
Yes,
Right.
we do.
And if, obviously, we don't necessarily have a building that you can bring it to. So if you want to contact us, you can call us at 575-268-0220.
Bring them with you Sunday.
Or we'll come pick them up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, if you want on Sunday too, bring a canned good.
Yeah, bring a canned good.
That's the other thing too, is we donate canned goods and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So
We do it not only to the food shelters and those kind of things, but also to the disaster relief.
Yeah. Yeah, they do
we
amazing work.
collect cans, we collect
The non-perishable
the
food
bottles,
items,
the
yeah.
caps. We help, to make park benches,
Yeah.
and things like
Yeah,
that.
the bottle caps and the
There's lots of things that the
mayonnaise jar
American Legion
lids
can
and-
do
yeah.
with your your refuse.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. One man's trash is another's treasure.
Well, and that's kind of,
I'm not asking you to drop off garbage at the church, but I'm saying.
I don't think the church would appreciate
no,
that. No, probably
I'm
not
saying that at all. But I am saying that if you have things you would like, for us to
give us a call, reach out, shoot
make
a message.
good out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And, clothing and shoes and all that stuff, we'll find somewhere that's needed as well.
Yeah. But, if you've got some of those things, your stuffed animals or some of the canned goods, like I said, you bring them with you Sunday if you'd like to come out and see this. We would be very appreciative of that. Like I said, we'll make sure it gets to the people it needs to get to. That's kind of what we do.
Sure. And tomorrow night is, I think, mostly a planning meeting. I don't think any actual things are going to be created tomorrow. But on most Thursdays that are not meeting nights, the auxiliary meets and actually they do more talking than anything else.
They got a little sewing circle going.
Hey, we do some sewing, we do some crafts, all kinds of stuff. But yes, this Thursday, tomorrow, is going to be a planning business meeting because, as we know, February was a little crazy for us. So we're hoping to.
Well, and I know I've never been in a sewing circle, but I know enough to know about sewing circles that part of the point of having a sewing circle is to sit and gab and chat and you know what I mean. That's
solve the world's problems. Yeah, for sure.
And if they weren't meeting in a church, it'd be a wine fest.
I think where males go to hang out at bars and drink beer, the women were like, well, we're going to go do sewing circle and we'll vent all our problems about you guys there, and then we drink about them at the bar.
Right.
It's camaraderie.
Yeah, I think that's how it works.
No, this post is not about drinking.
No, not at all. But I'm making jokes there when I say that. But I'd love to have you come and be a part of it. But like you said, and if you're interested in becoming a member, like I said, a son, auxiliary, or a legionnaire itself, come Sunday, come next Thursday. Pop in tomorrow over there. There'll be people there that can tell you what to do. Jen will be happy to get you all the information you need there. So.
Yes, and it's only $50 a year, which if you're a Starbucks fan, you spend more than $50 a year on coffee.
I spend more than a week.
Suns is only 25.
Yeah, Suns is only 25. So.
That's and you get pretty much the same benefit.
Sure, absolutely. Different color hat, of course.
Yes.
Some say gold, I say orange.
Suns are powder puff blue. So.
Yeah,
that's true. Did we get it all?
I think so.
I think we got enough.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us, Mike. Appreciate it.
Everyone, love to see you out Sunday. Come visit us, 3 p.m. First Standard Methodist Church for our 4 chaplain ceremony. I promise you're going to come away having a greater sense of appreciation of things when you come out of there. It's just you can't help but not to after hearing that story.
It's a good story.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Don't work too hard, and we'll see you here. I'll see you guys in a couple days, but see you on the radio next time.
Yep, we'll see you.
Thank you, guys. It is 9:49. Time for me to play some news, Hannity update, town hall business, all that, and a couple commercials for food and fun. Don't go away.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Zarello. The Biden administration now delaying decisions on new oil and gas drilling on federal land and other energy-related actions after a federal court blocked the way officials were calculating the real-world costs of climate change. The administration says in a legal filing last week, the ruling by a Louisiana federal judge would affect dozens of rules by at least 4 federal agencies. Among the immediate effects, an indefinite delay in planned oil and gas lease sales on public lands in a half-dozen states, including New Mexico. Lots of allegations regarding a candidate running for Roswell mayor. Chavez County Sheriff Mike Harrington released a video Tuesday on social media disputing claims that he says are circulating in the community that Tim Jennings was treated favorably after a possible DWI incident in early 2019. Harrington said, based on the facts of the case, the Sheriff's Department has no proof that Jennings was driving drunk the night that he crashed his truck 2 years ago. You can see the video posted to the Chavez County Sheriff's Facebook page. Harrington went on to say that he is not endorsing any candidate for Roswell mayor. You're up to date. I'm Jared Zarello.
The truth and nothing but. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Think of it this way. How much leverage can Joe have? Joe is out there saying, we're going to act together and we're going to put more sanctions. This is a violation of international law. Do you think Putin cares? what Joe Biden thinks. He doesn't care. You know, we're going to put sanctions on sovereign debt. That means that if the Russian government wants Western financing, he doesn't need your financing, Joe, because your energy policies made him richer than he's been in 20 years. Great job. So it's not going to matter. And where are you going to get the 268 million barrels of oil that you got last year from Russia? If you put all these sanctions, maybe he says, you know what, the hell with you. I'm not going to do a thing. OPEC has already turned you down, 5, 6, 7, 8 times already?
Keeping you on the straight path. Later today, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Gusty wind and cool temperatures again today with a cold front moving into eastern New Mexico. We'll be in the mid to upper 40s, wind gusting to 30 miles per hour, but we should have sunshine. Pretty cold for the overnight hours and windy. Our low dropping to about 20 and clear. Then we'll be getting sunshine on Thursday. Afternoon high stays in the mid 50s to around 60. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Well, we didn't get all of the scores reported last night. You'll know that yours was not one of them if you don't hear it. But we do have some scores to pass along to you. The Roswell Coyotes girls basketball team lost at Clovis 57-44, and that ends the Lady Coyote season. They finished at 10-16 overall. Also in girls hoops, it was Hagerman falling to Jowl in their district tournament. The Bobcats finished the season at 7-19. They lost to Jowl 46-34, but Hagerman had just defeated Loving the night before, Monday night, 53-50 to survive at least for a day. And in boys hoops last night, it was the Gateway Christian Warriors seeing their season come to an end. Disappointing season for the Warriors. Floyd knocks off Gateway 52-45. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Wall Street appeared to set aside its worries about Ukraine this morning, with the benchmarks moving higher at the opening bell. As for overseas markets,
London and Frankfurt opened higher. Shanghai, Hong Kong, and Seoul advanced. Japanese markets were closed for a holiday. Oil prices edged higher on unease about possible disruption to Russian supplies.
correspondent Julie Walker. First, it was Home Depot, now Lowe's, checking in with strong fourth quarter results. Lowe's earned $1.21 billion, or $1.78 per share. Automaker Stellantis reports making $15.2 billion in its first year after it was formed from the merger of Fiat Chrysler and PSA Group. It says it will be sending out record profit-sharing checks to unionized U.S. workers. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Honey, did you see the story in the Roswell paper recently about how Dennis Kintai and the city council want to spend $61 million on new baseball fields?
Yep, talk about out-of-control spending.
Yeah, they say it's a field of dreams, more like field of debt.
Definitely. Kintai and the council don't have their priorities straight. Remember, they wanted to spend $35 million on a new public safety complex. Thank goodness over 80% of voters rejected that boondoggle.
And meanwhile, crime has gone up drastically over Kintai's last 4 years in charge.
Yeah, and Roswell's roads are a mess. Have you seen the sorry state that streets like North Garden are in? Potholes everywhere.
That's why we need Tim Jennings for mayor. Tim will control spending, hire more police officers, and fix our roads.
Let's send a message to City Hall that Roswell can't afford to spend $61 million on building new baseball fields. Vote Tim Jennings for mayor.
Paid for by Tim Jennings for mayor.
Buying a good, clean, reliable pre-owned vehicle is just about the smartest thing you can do these days. But how do you know it's good, clean, and reliable? Well, just visit your friends at Roswell Ford. Here at the Tailgate Nation, we have over 100 outstanding pre-owned vehicles ready to serve you and your family for years to come. How do you know? Because we put everyone through a rigorous 139-point inspection, and we give you a 3-day money-back guarantee to be sure it's right. These are vehicles you'll be proud to own and thrilled to drive, like a 2015 Ford Fusion Hybrid for just $11,980, a 2017 Ford Escape for just $15,980, and a 2020 Ford Explorer XLT for just $39,980, plus about 100 more that are just as good. Sure, you can get a used car just about anywhere, but you'll only find a selection like this at Roswell Ford. So don't take chances. Come by and see us at Roswell Ford, the Tailgate Nation at the corner of 9th and Main.
When you vote for City Council, vote for someone that has already made a difference. Over the last 35 years, Juliana Halverson has done just that. She's served this community in schools, youth programs, and scouts. With Main Street Roswell, she's worked to recruit and retain local business. She is the Republican conservative candidate with a proven commitment to our community. Vote Juliana Halverson, City Council, Ward 2, committed to Roswell.
I'm Juliana Halverson, and I approve this message.
When I'm ready for new furniture, I don't want to wait for it. I go to Glenn's Furniture, where everything is ready for immediate delivery. Beautiful power reclining furniture, gorgeous dining room sets and bedroom sets, and the world's most comfortable mattresses. Glenn's has the quality furniture I'm looking for at the best prices around, in stock and ready to go home. So don't wait around. Hurry to Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda, delivering for free since 1953.
Hi, I'm Dennis Kintai, Mayor of Roswell. Since becoming mayor in 2014, we've accomplished a lot. We've cleaned out numerous derelict structures that spoil our neighborhoods. We've constructed a state-of-the-art aquatic center. We have built 2 new splash pads in city parks for families to enjoy. We have invested over $25 million to revitalize our air center. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the city of Roswell has stayed open and free while we work to ensure everyone's safety. Today, we are under attack from those trying to impose Santa Fe values on our way of life. I will always fight to keep Roswell values front and center. We've done a lot, but there's more to be done. I'm asking you to vote to keep me, Dennis Kintai, as your mayor on March 1st. Together, we can keep Roswell free. This is Dennis Kintai, and I approve of this ad.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Due to extreme pressure and weather conditions, it literally rains diamonds on Neptune and Uranus. Stop snickering because I said Uranus. Here's Mike Winters.
And that's going to do it for us. Thank you very much for allowing us to be a part of your day. I hope all of you have an amazing, awesome, super day. We'll be back bright and early, 7 a.m. tomorrow morning with an all-new show. Stay warm, a little cool out there today. Take care. We'll talk to you tomorrow. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, or Roswell